welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ, Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got another world champion in the building. Some of the best analysis in the game. Give it up for Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got a multi-world champion, a legend and icon to the Call of Duty space, Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. And, of course, we got the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Guys, this is our first flank of the year, of the season. It is opening day. How do we feel, man? Sam, we'll start with you. Sam, how are you, brother?
Feels good to be back, man. We had minimal delays today, other than some extended game fives.
Early on, we had a delay, but they got it going.
That, man, it's been great. It's good to be back. It's good to see competitive COD again. I'm just excited to see all the teams still. We've only seen, not 80%, 60%. So
yeah,
it's happy to get going again.
Yeah, for sure. Pat, what about yourself, brother? How you been?
Been good. Liked what I saw today from the matches, Tom. As expected.
Never wrong.
But yeah, exactly. But yeah, I feel like it's been a long off season. So
yeah, it has. It feels good to be back. Duarte, how you been? You been grinding ranked or what, brother?
Yeah, I've been grinding, but I also was watching the matches today. I was running some errands and stuff like that. But I'm just glad that the season started off with some banger games. We got a couple game fives. We got like basically 3 upsets, and we got the debut of a new region. So really great day. Honestly, I can't complain. If there's if today is any indication of how the season's going to go, it's good to see 2 Titans fall today. It's rather than them just blowing out the competition like they normally do. So
yeah, for sure. And then what about yourself, Benjay? How are you?
Good. Obviously, good coffee and COD stash earlier today. The bets hit, which was nice. And yeah, we had some upsets with some game fives. I think we're going to have a pretty interesting major one cycle. Something I'm happy to talk about with you guys on the show today.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go over everything. We had 4 matches today. I think, Ben, we're going to have 4 matches every day for the first 2 weeks. The reason why they're doing that is because we do have the minor tournaments that are coming up, and in order for seeding purposes, I guess they had to do 4 matches a day. Is that what it was, Ben?
And those will have 4 matches a day except Sunday. So we have 4 matches a day for the next 8 shows we do.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of matches to cover, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do the best we can to just give you guys our thoughts and give you guys a quick update. You guys ready? Hop straight into the clips. Hop straight into it. I said we just get right into it, folks. It's been a long day. Let's hop in. Let's make sure the scenes are good here. Let me make sure everything's good here. Yeah, we're good. It's first episode of The Flank. Gotta make sure all the scenes are good. First series of the day. We had the LAG Genomates going up against the Minnesota ROKKR. This one goes all the way to a map number 5 where Minnesota was able to close it out. We can scroll down, take a look here at the stats. And you can see just for the Minnesota ROKKR, they get the W, but everybody negative from Minnesota. I think it's not a good thing that they're negative, but it's a good thing that they got the W while all being negative. I think that says a lot about their team play. Of course, match MVP goes to Nero. He had a great series. The guy's a playmaker. The guy's an impact. So huge shout out to Nero. Sam, we'll start with you. First thoughts after looking at the stat sheet, the series. I'll pull up the vetoes as well. I don't know if you have anything to say on the vetoes, but what are your thoughts, Sam?
This is kind of the most predictable game 5 series of all time. Ben and I were talking about it on Scrap Time the other day, but this is just 2 teams that I don't think had enough separation, talent-wise or just knowledge-wise, to really close out a series definitively. So definitely saw game 5 here. 4 negative KDs on the side of ROKKR is super impressive to me. That means that their teamwork was on point. Like I said, this is the first series of the year. It was kind of a predictable game 5 here. It was a very, very minimal skill gap, in my opinion, in the series. It was kind of just who made the plays, who clutched up. Yeah,
for sure. Benjay, what did you think? Anything on the vetoes, Benjay?
No, we just don't know enough about these teams to really know much about these vetoes.
Yeah.
Sam and I thought this was going to be a mud fight, and then basically came down to that. A couple of kills and searches, and I think a lot of good VOD for both teams, and they're going to be probably a pretty even matchup against each other through most of the year.
Yeah, what about you, Pat?
what does Sam mean by minimal skill gap?
I just think that neither team had enough separation, whether it be scrims, preparation, talent. And I don't think that they're far enough apart to be able to close the series definitively and win a 3-1 or a 3-0.
Okay. Because I thought they got outslayed to fuck.
Yeah.
Who? Guerrillas?
ROKKR, and they won.
ROKKR? Yeah, they're all negative.
Yeah. I mean, they got outslayed, but clearly it didn't matter.
Yeah, but usually when you see that, it's like a 2-3, like a 2-3-5 or maybe a 2-4-5. But
Well, I will say that the LAG or mates or general mates, whatever you want to call them, it's a lot of the former New York subliner players. At the end of the day, they're a championship caliber team, and they were, prior to their roster change. But at the same time, like this is a team that at points in the year they were heavily critiqued for kill whoring. That's something that a lot of the top teams would harp on them for until they kind of got their shit together towards the end of Modern Warfare 3. So you could be seeing a little bit of that, still kind of that stigma there, where while they learn to make their kills more efficient. But at the same time, when it comes to the Minnesota team, like you look at that roster, that is a super aggro team. Like they are going to fly at you, not give a fuck. That's the type of pacing that I expected them to play with. And that's probably why you see them just kind of having insane deaths all across the board on their team. I'm not surprised they were able to win this. I called them winning this, but I didn't. The series was just a bang out in general, but like all over 100 deaths. Like these guys were flying all together and just making sure that they were trying to like trade out as much as they possibly could, and they were just playing around the objective.
Yeah, it is crazy to see them all have 100 deaths, right? It is kind of crazy to see, and I do think I agree, Chris. Like it kind of shows like their team play, right? Like they're kind of just all in the same spot, which kind of means that they're all kind of playing together, right? And trading each other. And I always think that the faster you play, the better. That's just my opinion. I know people might disagree with that, but I always think if you can play the game the right way, whoever's playing the game the right way the quickest is always going to be the team that's probably going to be the winner. So just great plays from Minnesota ROKKR. You got any thoughts before we head into some clips, guys? Before we dip into the clips?
No, I think it was just a fun series. A lot of good VOD for both teams, and we kind of expected it to be close, and it certainly delivered.
Yeah, first clip of the day comes from the first map. We have a Vault Hardpoint here, and I wanted to bring it to the P4. Now, we all know that the P4 is the money hill on this map, without question. I mean, this is definitely the hill that everybody's been focusing on when it comes to this map. I noticed that at this time, ROKKR was able to get a clean wipe here, but they ended up collapsing through the front of hill. You can see number 7. He ended up turning, was Nero, and going to front. Do you guys think they should have hard played the back here after getting all those kills? Or do you like them flooding hill after getting the kills? Now, granted, somebody did spawn out from LAG. So maybe they tried to play quick. But I thought they should have played the back there after getting all the kills. I think it's the only way you're going to break this hill.
They did have one player play around the back, but he ended up just losing his 1v1 back there. It was like number 4, number 8, I think. Or actually, I think he might have like lost the initial. I thought with 40 seconds left on the clock, I thought Nero should hit that with him, pick up his trade, focus the back door. Like you're right there anyway. I mean, he was under the arch. He ended up cutting back and going to front door, and he gets to trade front door. But because they never traded out the guy in the back, look at how this all kind of unfolds. Yeah, I almost feel like both plays could have been right there, Tom. I think it's just that they didn't win the trades in the hill at a big advantage, so it caused them to kind of not gain enough ground on the hill. Because hypothetically, even if they did hit the hill, well, they did hit the hill from the right. If they would have won those trains a little bit more cleanly, they could have just turtled up in the hill and bought time while any of their players that spawned out came around to pinch. Because that creates a natural pinch, right? Yeah. But they just ended up losing the fights. They should have either number 8 should have not even played the back and just helped flood, or they should have all played the back. You know what I'm saying? They should have committed to kind of one rather than separating.
I would have all played the back personally. There's a lot of time. Yeah. There's a lot of time left on this hard point. Now, if there wasn't a lot of time, Chris, and there was 15, 20 seconds, I'd be whatever, just flood hill, try and get some scrap, keep him pinned in the back.
Yeah.
But because of how much time is here, I probably would have hard played the back. I didn't like how they cut through front, but
I'm also kind of surprised that LAG, or I keep calling them LAG. Are we going to be calling them LAG?
Yeah, it's LAG.
Because it's just annoying because I know they're the gentlemates. But I'm actually more so surprised that LAG almost throws this away by not playing cutoff kills on old. I feel like that's such a standard thing that you would do in other games where you essentially play exits off of the old hill, but they kind of all got caught with their pants down and let
Paul
hit from the old.
Rips 2 of them, to be fair.
Yeah,
it wasn't necessarily not playing old. Paul hits 2 insane shots to get 2 entries here.
Yeah, he kills one guy in the street, and then he's able to smoke the guy at the top part. The guy
number four even gives it up though. You see how he's over there, and he just what? There's kind of no point there. Number 1 should be your info guy. Number 2, or number 3, one of them should have been up top. They're just looking the wrong direction. The old just finished. They're going to play through old. They're not going to just play through front right away. They're not even spawning there. That'd just be a death trap. So, again, they almost kind of throw that away.
Yeah. Any other thoughts there, Ben, Pat? Any other thoughts there? I mean, I thought it was a good effort. It's not an easy hill to break. So, no thoughts. All right. Let's move on to the next clip. I got a listen-in from LAG now. Guys, we are not allowed to show more than like 2 minutes of gameplay at a time. These listen-ins are pretty long, so I'm not going to share the whole listen-in, but I'll share most of it. So we got a listen-in from LAG, first listen-in of the weekend. Let's tune in and see how LAG are coming.
Secure all the time. Secure all the time. Pull the truck. He's for now. Comms. I'm getting new. Just secure all the time. We're not running. One spawn behind you. You guys statue on me. One thing back before me. Yeah, they got me. Gun and gold. Heard you. Alright, Paul is gun, and then there's one guy is gold. One was left. I'm not. Okay. 100% was left.
Nice. Fucking go.
Wait, yo, left. He's on me single. Nice shit. Top gold. I'm ignoring him. I'm gonna go con. Top gold. Yeah, this one for gold.
In the pin on them.
One time. Give me. I'll get your one bullet on the van. On the truck, man. One shot. Nice. Stay alive mid. They're gonna re-grab mid. They're gonna keep re-grabbing mid. Time. They have a trophy. I'm gonna side now. I'm gonna mid.
One shot, Peter.
Top gold. One shot.
Okay, yo, medical.
Pillar, Astro, pillar. Pillar vault. P1 near. Alright, take our time.
Yeah,
Make sure we get mid. We can flip this.
I'm trying to get a cat.
Go left to mid. Yeah.
One for mid.
He's strong pawn killing in the hall.
I think, yeah,
Pawn killing. Yep, he's coming back to you.
What?
Nice, good shit. Go through mid.
I'm going to the left.
Yeah, revolt. I'm going through left. He spawns gun. Nero spawns gun.
Top gold. Shield.
Dead. Nice. Two spawn out. Two spawn out.
Get gold.
Back for Mark.
I got stun.
One shot.
All right, that's going to do it for the listening. What'd you guys think?
I like them. I think they sound good. All 4 people are talking. No one's like full mute.
Yep.
I feel like in this game it plays so fast paced that like sometimes the comms are going to get overflowed. So I like that Kismet kind of just said comms to kind of like reset them because they were getting a little bit frantic there. But I also just don't like the way they played that hill. They could have like easily denied a lot more time. Soaking on that hill was very difficult because the player on the hill is mostly overexposed unless he's playing through mid. And I'm surprised they didn't like try to like get a guy top ammo, which is like the building that overwatches like the hill from the side that they were spawning, and kind of just deny presence on the hill while executing through mid and maybe making like Minnesota try to like attack them because they were just kind of running at them solo, if that makes sense. And I don't know. I just don't like the way they played that. They gave Minnesota a lot of time and it ends up biting them in the ass, as the game goes on where they end up losing it.
Yeah, I mean, as the game goes on here, too, I mean, we get to another P2 hard point, and I mean, we're basically tied at the end of the game here. And take a look at the spawns here. Look at everybody from LAG. It's so weird seeing Minnesota ROKKR in white. It keeps throwing me off. Look at everybody here from LAG. Nobody blocks the back. And the hill just spawned up, and they just got kills. So this just really threw me off guard, because I didn't think I'd be seeing plays like this, like early on. Like, we've been playing the game for a little while. Unless they're doing it on purpose, where they're trying to spawn them back there, because you can hold this hill from the front and pin them in the back. So what do you guys think? Do you think they fucked up here? Or do you think they did this on purpose and flipped them in the back? Huh?
Definitely a misplay, Tom.
You think so,
There's no
Chris?
way they did this on purpose. They're not even like set up for it or ready for it. You know what I'm
Chris,
saying?
I know some people have talked about holding this hill from the front. They think it's better. They think it's better holding from the front, just keeping them pinned in the back and just holding like flower pot headies and shit and just keeping it keeping them pinned back there. But when the hill's just
50.
popping, like the 55, 60 second, I don't know. I thought it was a big mistake, but maybe I was reading the play wrong. But
I think you're correct. Like, I think if you spawn in the back in the last 30 seconds, you can get to new, get posted up, like, and play ahead 2 hills, and it's I think probably best. But I agree with Chris. I think it's probably a misplay, a miscomm, and no one's backed up, and Preston pushes up here, spawns a guy in the back, and then he could theoretically get his own trade, but he doesn't end up actually doing so.
It's early in the game, so I think some teams are still kind of trying to like learn their limits. Like, look, they're not even ready for this. Number 3 gets caught by surprise. Number 1 gets caught by surprise. They just blocked out, or they just maybe are not familiar with the limits that they can push. I find that very surprising, but yeah, that's pretty common. You have to hard block that hill, especially if a player on your team pushes up cat like Linz did, and they didn't. There's actually on this map, I think all but 1 hill is very sensitive to like flipping, and I think the only hill that's not very sensitive is the P3 hill towards the far right where they're like listening was happening. But outside of that, you really need a hard block in this game. If you don't hard block in this game and you push past that 50-yard line, you are flipping no matter what. It's pretty insane.
Sam, any thoughts on that? You didn't think it was an accident or anything like that?
Nah, I think it was a complete accident. I mean, you could just tell their reactions of the spawn happening. If it was on purpose, they would have turned around when they got the kills.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think it's just a combination of Linz and Preston where they died and not understanding just like how far they could have pushed. I think it's just like in the match we fucked up as soon as that happened, then knew kind of thing.
Yeah. And then we get to the end of the game, which ends up going all the way down to a P4. And I'll be honest, man, it got mixy. I loved the play initially from LAG to push the back and ignore the guy Art, but then nobody looked Art. Like they kept their back just completely turned from Art, and then Ezreal was just able to get a free kill here on the back. He actually gets 2 kills here. And that leads Minnesota to basically closing this out. I know LAG does get in here towards the end and make it kind of close, but I know ROKKR were able to close this one out. Do you think, do you like the play from LAG? I love the play here running through mid and going to the back. I just hate how they didn't look Art. They knew he was in here.
I'm kind of surprised how they got into this scenario. Oh, I see it. The one thing that they almost threw away, bro, I'd like to see number 8 get a little bit more active because he's kind of just up here. He doesn't really know what the fuck he needs to do, but like number 7 is like the playmaker there. He could feed so much information to number 8 where he could have like peeked off of the balconies or even peeked the front door if he set in time and like got some information or played off the info, but he played it very safe, and that's kind of what made it very sketchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they end up getting in there last second, and then I know Minnesota with only like a few seconds to go, they were able to get in there. Which, by the way, LAG could have won it here. I mean, when they get in here, they could have won. What happened here? How did they let Minnesota ROKKR get in here? They let somebody sneak through side door.
Sneaks through side door.
Yeah, what the hell happened there? How'd they let them sneak through side door there?
They're just tweaking, bro.
They're
just all tweaking.
Yeah,
like they don't know what to do. The game's they're terrified. They're like, what do we do?
Yeah, definitely interesting plays there. Good tries from LAG, but good plays from Geo at the end here to just kind of apply pressure there, pick up a last couple seconds there, and that one's all she wrote. That's gonna do it for the map 1 Volt Hardpoint. What do you guys think about the map 1? Anything else on the map 1?
Nice, good way, mixy way to start the season. Go ahead.
Some trolls, some jitters. That's kind of
what we expect.
Trolls.
Yeah.
I think teams are just learning, bro.
What's
Still.
the consensus on that map, like from players, like
They like
where
it.
they rate it in the like is it like their favorite or?
I would say Vault Hardpoint plays the most like a traditional hardpoint map. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but I mean, I'm not a big rewind guy. Protocol's all right. I think the P4 hill on Protocol can use some work, and we'll get there. We saw it today, so we'll watch some clips there. But what do you guys think? You think Vault's the map?
It's gun runner, bro. You got to play for that P4 money hill. You got to play to try and maximize P3 time. Second rotation, if you do get flipped out, you can kind of maximize P1 time. Like, you just got to be smart, and you really aren't going to win the map if you're just face smashing front and everything.
Yeah, personally, like, I mean, this doesn't mean much come from me, but I really like Skyline and Bolt the best. And then from then on, it's like rewind, Protocol, and then obviously Red Card, which will probably be out later.
Maybe. People aren't playing rewind. Brother,
I'm surprised.
Spence said that there's always going to be one map that people just aren't playing and is going to be lower than all the rest. And today we saw a lot of red cards.
But again, that's one thing that I remember. I brought this up during our show with Spence. I'm like, bro, I could see Red Card not being the map that's taken out. It's not because Red Card is good. It's just because people don't like playing certain maps against certain teams, or they're uncomfortable. Not necessarily that's a bad map. So I don't know, but.
Well, Spence came on our show and said they want to use data, and like especially the map that doesn't get played might be the one that comes out. So it's going to come down to probably that full conversation with the players about, okay, like Haasi's, when the game was added yesterday, like seems to be pretty good. Hardpoint should come in. Which map's going out? And to your point, it seems like Rewind might not get played this weekend, but Red Card is arguably the worst map as far as spawns, you would think. So,
yeah.
Paris.
Then we hop into the S&D, Vault S&D. I think this map is terrible. It's so one-dimensional. Everybody just goes to this site over and over and over again. It just seems like they do the same thing every round, but Linz broke him the fuck down. Sam, I know we were watching this live and just seeing the plays that Linz was making here in the middle of the map. I mean, it was a 2v4 situation. Linz was able to find one. Then he makes a play through Vault. Pretty sure he ends up not getting the kill here. He just plays his life. But it's what he does next. I love how he plays this. Throws the tack behind him. He gets pushed up mid-map here and gets a little angle onto Paul. I don't think Paul expected him to be there. Catches him slipping. Makes it a 2v2 situation. Then he calls in the RC card. Drops it through the hole. Drives it through. Tags him up. That's going to get a kill for Skies. And then Linz obviously going to pinch the hill with his teammate Caesar. And just great plays from Linz and Caesar there. Just kind of keeping him pinned there. And I thought it was good work from Linz there. Any thoughts there, guys?
It's my third round fantasy pick right there.
Yeah, there's eventually going to be like a meta to retaking that site, or teams are going to have to learn to like not overcommit that many players into the actual bomb and play for a way out. So Like one thing they could have done is hypothetically, if they would have hit that bomb site with, let's say, 2 players, they could have had one player playing the left, looking for information on anybody trying to like retake the pool side, and then one person playing on the far right side, right? And that guy that's like playing on the right, Ammo, he essentially acts as like an exit, right? Let's say they get that bomb down and they have free roam down there. Like if the guy's watching over that P3 side of the map, Tom, they could use his information as a way to get out. They take that vault door, they get out, they retake their top mid rather than just turtling inside that bomb site, which is what Lynn's pretty much expecting them to do, and he just took multiple different angles to retake.
Yeah, and then we get into the next round as well. Granted, there was they did end the game, guys. So bear with it. I know the scoreboard might be a little fucked up at the top and shit, but it was a 3v2 situation. Turned into a 2v2. It was actually Kismet who was able to find one and get out of there without getting traded. I thought ROKKR could have played this a little bit tighter, but Geo with a big 1v2, kills one, hits a little backward slide there, and able to find another one. I just thought that was great plays from Geo there. You guys agree with me on the setup from Minnesota ROKKR that they could have played a little bit tighter? I don't know how Bulldog was able in this 3v2, how Bulldog was able to run out pool, kill one, and stay alive. That was kind of crazy. You see him here, makes a play. He just caught a timing. Good plays from the Bulldog.
Honestly, I can't believe that bug's still in the game. I don't know if you guys caught that when you went to Nero's. Yeah, the bomb bug. When you drop in that vault, for some reason, if the bomb carrier like hits that part of the water, the bomb will be there, and you can see if the bomb disappears, that means somebody's defusing. It's a bug, but it's like that can literally win you around.
Yeah,
that's fucking nuts.
That's crazy. And then we get into the last round here. This is the ending round. We got a 2v2 situation. You can kind of see how they were able to play. I mean, it was Gio and Paul who just get into the site, and they end up challenging too. They end up going rogue. They try to challenge, but it's
Good play from Preston right there.
Say that again, Sam?
It's a vet play from Preston, putting his controller down.
Oh yeah, making them push out, right? And I'll be honest, I didn't like them pushing out. I don't know why.
But you got to bank on the other people being stupid, and in this situation, they were, and it worked.
Yeah,
I thought they were just gonna like stay in the site and just somebody just look over them, just get the bomb down, and then just try and make them push you, right? Like try and flip the switch and make them have to push you rather than them pushing them. But great round from Caesar, just kind of just play his life up top. P-Dog did a good job staying alive and making them slide out, and they were able to close out the S&D, so they tied up at 1. Gentlemen, any final thoughts there on the search and destroy? It was an easy map for LAG. Super easy.
No, S&D is a real concern I have with this Minnesota ROKKR team, so we'll see how that tracks long term, because a couple of these players were teams last year in search that lost in winnable positions and just kind of trolled key rounds, where the LAG team, like, New York last year, like they were hot from S&D off the rip, like they're smart search players. So
yeah. Okay, then we get into the vault control. This is the only control we'll probably see for the next 7 months. And again, I mean, everybody's playing it the same way right now. I mean, I thought Nero did such a good job in his first round, just getting pushed up art after getting the kills. And I mean, they could not kill him. I mean, he was all over the map, just switching lanes, changing up his angles, changing up his corners, just not letting LAG breathe at all off spawn. And you can see what he's doing just by being here. I mean, he's pushing those spawns all the way back to back P4. And LAG's just putting an absolute blender here. And I mean, look at him on your screen now. I mean, Nero's just dipping and diving. You can see while he's doing all this, he had 2 teammates on a point. Then he also gets the trade on a guy on point here and is able to just get himself on a point. Big 2-piece there as well. I mean, this guy was fucking cooking, bro. Jesus Christ. This guy Nero. Or some like to say Z Carbone.
Nah, it was a literal perfect round. That's just like the only win condition of offense on this map is like pushing up into art, building next to B, and just force spawning them P4, and then just trying to push up the street.
Yeah, well, once you get onto that B point, it's essentially raid, dude. You just have to push out one side and funnel them on the other. A lot of the hard points, or not hard points, controls play like that.
I will say there was a couple instances in that map that I thought LG was doing some questionable decision.
Oh yeah, I have it up,
sure.
Sam. I have it pulled up. We'll get there. It's in the next round after this one, because I agree. I think there was some questionable plays being made. I was a little confused by their thought process. But before we get there, we get into the 1-1 round here. I thought maybe after they get these kills, boom, 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 right? Everybody dies. I thought Estriel, all these guys, I thought they were all gonna collapse on point and just stack. That's what I thought they were gonna do. But Estriel kind of sits outer, and then you have one guy, Geo. He's pinching mid. I would have liked to see him just collapse on point. Just collapse, trophy, hold each other's angles. Like, when you get 3 or 4 people on that point, I mean, it goes up so fast. The other team has no play other than to just run at them and run at the hill. You guys agree with me there? Or do you guys like them playing, like cutting mid and somebody staying outer? I mean, what did you think? It might be a nitpick, but
I don't mind Gio staying outer because he's crouched on that heady. He's just basically staring at, or it was Estro, whoever was watching top art. Like he needs to stare at that angle because that's like one of the biggest threats. As far as number 8, he probably just got his timing mixed up because he's under the impression that LAG is going to rush it and like he's going to try to get a pinch to basically call it GG. But he reads the timing wrong. Kismet makes a good read and he picks him up. So maybe I think both could have worked, Tom. Yeah, 3 stacking the point might have been good with one person watching their top and kind of just delaying time or watching over them. But yeah, that's my only nitpick, I guess. But yeah, either could have worked.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good try. I mean, he got the kills. I thought they were gonna get in there. I always feel like that guy top art, Chris. If you can get on the point, he's useless. Like, he can't see you. Like, if you stay down on point, whether you're laying down like close vault or you're behind the van or behind the palm tree, like the guy art can't see you at all.
To a degree, yeah. But
getting
like
there is
as
the
soon
hard
as
part, Chris. Getting there is the hard part.
As soon as your team's on the point and that guy is top art and he's just literally basically stopping you from peeking anything, you are sitting ducks. Like, you have no angle of attack. Where at the very least, if you like have a guy denying top art or at the very least backing that player down, the players on the point can freely peek, so that way they can actually stop the enemy team from just running at them for free. So
yeah. And then we get into the overtime round, and this is where I was confused. I was talking about it during the watch party. I always, even when I'm coaching the ponies and the stallions, I mean, one thing I always tell them is like push through, get to art, right? Like we were just talking about in the first round. Kismet was sitting top P4 for like, I want to say a good like 30, 40 seconds. I mean, we'll just kind of let it play out and you can kind of see how it's all going down. But any kills that his teammates are getting right now, they're just going to keep spawning close B over and over and over again. Like, they're going to spawn close. I would have liked to see the Bulldog push through here and flank around them and try and like get a kill or get into their R, even especially when they didn't originally know he was here. Like, I thought he maybe could have just kept running and worked the pinch. And you can see he's just staying alive P4. Like, he's doing a great job staying alive. I just don't like that he's here in P4 because I feel like he's kind of fucking his team by being here. And any kill that he gets, he's just spawning them art. So
you just spawn him on the side that he's on to your point, right? And flip it.
Yeah, I want them spawning where the Bulldog's at. I want them to spawn where Kismet's at. Like right here, I'd rather the Bulldog just run through, like challenge out back door and try and gun number 7 or something right now, right? But now he's doing it. Well, that was like probably like 40 seconds. Now he's making a play. He gets the kill. But now it's a little too late. I think he ends up dying here. I think he ends up getting traded out here. There he goes. And yeah, I just didn't like the play. I just think he needs to get out of there. I think once you're in P4, you have to make a play, whether that's pinching them or just trying to get across. If you get like 1 or 2 kills in P4, like if the Bulldog were to kill 2 people there, then get out of there, right? Like run the fuck out of there, run towards Art and get them to spawn behind you and spawn you deep. But instead, he does that. And then a few seconds later, his teammate does the same thing. They keep pushing this left side of the map and getting into P4. So I just kind of wanted to pick your guys' brains and see what you guys thought about this. If you guys thought maybe there's something else that they're thinking. I mean, if multiple people are doing it, maybe it's something that they talked about and they're trying to set something up. I really don't know, but the floor is yours. What do you guys think?
I think they're
go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say though, when he's up there, they should literally just start taking routes left. Like they should almost go towards him. Like, he's cutting off that side of the map. So you're denying all that pressure towards catwalk, towards pool. Like, take routes that way. Don't just headbutt the front. They're going to have all that spacing there. At the very least, take the avenue that's given to you and work from there instead of just headbutting the other side of the map where you're going to run into ROKKR players and essentially be in a 3v4. Yeah. Like, they should have taken routes on that direction and worked from there rather than, funneling through mid. Like, they could have had basically a play where they maybe all get into their spawn like that. Like, Kismet's just denying so much time. So yeah, Kismet could have definitely made a better play, but the space that he's creating, they're not even utilizing. They're flooding the front where they're going to expect the majority of Minnesota ROKKR's pressure. Like, what's the point?
I don't think it matters where they went, if I'm being honest with you. I think Kiz being there ruins any play that they make because they're just spawning them on the point.
Yeah, but at the same time, it could have given them a better chance. Like, just take what's given, just take what you have and then work from there rather than forcing.
Like, the start of the play is the issue. It's not what his teammates did. Like, you're creating so many different waves of kills that you have to get in order to even get to the point. Like, if you go left and you clear the map to actually push left, you get kills, they spawn Art, you have to kill them again to get to the point.
Yeah, but
Like
I'm saying
the first step
yeah.
of the play is incorrect.
I'm saying,
so everything that happens after.
I'm saying they could have grouped with him and then flipped it. You know what I'm saying? Rather than like
It's
just
just too-
relying
that's
on
just
him
so
to
much
flip
more
it
work, though.
himself.
It's a
way
lot of
more
work, and if you die, then they're just gonna fucking
It's way
push
more
up back
work.
left and
If-
track you.
It happened in the Optic series. I don't know if we have a clip for it, but
Yeah.
Ant made the play that Kismet made, except he instantly hit it, got an arc, killed the guy, and then
Yeah.
they hit front. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna stay in P4, you're not like every kill that your teammates get, even if they do make the right play, it's immediately just like negated by the fact that they have to kill them again because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
in P4.
Yeah, any other final thoughts, guys, on the control? No. Yeah, all right. Let's hop into the hard point. We got a Skyline hard point coming up next. This is the 4th map. Wanted to go straight to the P3 first. LAG, they get here early, right? They have a setup here. What do you guys think about LAG setup right now? Because look at how this all unfolds here. Because Lens, he's able to get one. I don't know why Caesar's getting off the head glitch on bar. He's wide strafing. I mean, you got to use your headies, man. I mean, I would probably just sit there and just hold the head glitch, but they just let Nero 2-piece him through the front. And you can see somebody over Childs. That's going to be P-Dog. And just like that, I mean, they were able to break on into Kitchen Hill fairly easily. I actually think you can hold a lot of time on this hill if you play it right. What did you guys think about LAG's initial setup? Yeah. I was just going to show you how it all plays out first, and then I'll rewind it back. But yeah,
because the guy in the bar didn't really have. It looked like he didn't have help.
No,
Yeah,
he
so
had
number
help.
4,
Somebody was there. Lens was there. It was Lens and Caesar who were there early.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. Because number 3, he's kind of just watched over mid. They have 2 people watching this.
And they got 2.
What happens? Oh well, that guy just gets the worst timing possible. He's
I
probably
think
one
it's more
shot.
on Nero than them. I mean, I think that's just like a combination of unfortunate timing.
They
like,
got
Vince
shit-
gets
they
back
got shit on
down,
Tom.
Nero just makes a fucking play. I don't think it's anything
They
crazy.
got shit
Yeah.
on Duarte.
They just
shit
got
on.
shit on. They got shit on. That's literally all it was. Because essentially they had it right. The guy gets caught
Yeah.
running away. He's one shot. He doesn't peek, and then the other guy strafes off the heady like a bozo. And then
I think
it's
their
over.
setup was fine. Nero just made a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, good plays. Good plays there. Big 2-piece from Nero. You can see how much that kind of sways the game a little bit. They were able to, that could have been bad for them. I mean, they could have went down a lot there, but they do a good job, playing through it and playing through the front, getting the kills. They also start flipping out a little bit here as well, which is also very good to see. Then we hop into the next clip. Again in this hard point, we go to a second P1. I just thought LAG did a great job here chaining. I've talked about this before on Skyline. You can lock down a lot of a lot of time on Skyline if you're playing the map right. I mean, we saw it happen in the FaZe series where Toronto was completely just blendering FaZe. FaZe couldn't go anywhere. I think it was like 100-10 at one point on the scoreboard. And I thought LAG did a great job here. I feel like when you're in these situations, the only thing that you got to make sure they don't do is hit underground. And I think as long as you have a guy top P2 watching left, helping like constantly checking bottom zip and shit, I feel like you play it perfectly. You just need to make sure somebody has kitchen and somebody has zip. And if you have those 2 things, you can put teams in a blender, especially if you have a lot of kills on P1, because it's not easy to break P1 if it's being played right. Like if they're on the head glitches and stuff and they're holding top cat and they're on the hot tub head glitch and they have crossfires coming from kitchen. I mean, it can be difficult. And LAG did a great job here just getting back into the game. I thought this was a great setup from them. And you can see ROKKR, they were having a hard time trying to break through. So just a great setup from them. Any comments on that?
I think a lot of people flood kitchen on this hill, and I don't agree with it. Like whenever they're trying to break P1, I think you need to flood top. Like you need to flood top and maybe have one guy bottom, kind of like looking for information or trying to like clean up any players that are overextending, and then that guy like activates on hill. Whenever the people top either get the kills up there or like split that guy's focus on time, because the guy in time is actually like a really good power spot. You can head glitch the pool like really hard, and like you can head glitch bed, you can head glitch top plat. Like there's a lot of things you can do there. I personally don't like the way they're playing through kitchen. They just basically let Priesta almost dominate top control by himself. So I would like to see them maybe team play top more, then kill Priesta or back him down, then split the player on time's focus, and then play for him, because they were kind of just solo chowing and not really getting top control at all.
Yeah, I feel like breaking through top could work because people wouldn't expect it. So you could probably overwhelm them with numbers there. If people are picking up kitchen, picking up underground, like that could work. It could.
Well, that the only 2 isolatable lanes for that are top and kitchen. Because when you're top, you can't be seen from anywhere except for their top. And then when you go kitchen, I guess you can only fight the player's kitchen outside of the guy on P1 watching your cross. But like bottom is not like a viable option if you're flooding that. And then top is the only isolation lane. So you just go top, you flood it, and then split the focus. And then that's like the easiest way to break. If you're doing anything else, like you're just relying on like somebody throwing.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts on that?
No, I think that P1, that the second P1 to P2 chain is going to be a lot of where we see like game swings and lead changes and stuff for sure.
I think add P5 to P1 because if you break the end of P5 with like 10 seconds left and then they set up and they get all top middle and they get all the P1 control, like you can get chain 3 hills in a row.
Yeah. Then I wanted to highlight a play here from the Bulldog. I mean, we go into the second P3 and look at Kismet. He's underground right now. So Kismet, he's taking a route early. He's getting underground. He's going all the way around. And I like what he does next. Instead of flanking Hill, he actually focuses the guy that goes P1 here. Instead of just collapsing on Hill, he knows that they're spawning on him because his teammates are spawning out. And that guy on P1 Heady, I mean, this guy's on a power position here. So him just flanking this guy, getting him off a hot tub, and then getting another one onto the point, and then on top of him just finessing and staying alive here, I mean, this is a great play from Kismet.
Yeah, and he blocked and split this team. Like, that was a perfect play.
Yeah, I mean, those are the plays that the scoreboard will never show. Just like little routes like that, like flipping his team, making sure that he secures those spawns, killing the guy off the power position. It's just a great heads-up play from Kismet. And I thought that really gave him a little bit of a lead here. That helped him out a lot here, just kind of build onto their lead. So great plays from the Bulldog. And then on top of that, the only other thing I had to say about this map was P-Dog and Lins, man. They had a masterclass this map. I mean, they went crazy. I mean, you can see it in the scoreboard. Priesta's 25 and 16. Lins is 27 and 15. I think if the boys are shooting like that, they're going to be doing pretty well. No, guys?
Yeah. That's why I got my fantasy team, Tom.
Yeah, I got Priest on my fantasy team. So, I mean, the fantasy team is looking pretty good. But
how much does winning matter in the fantasy? Like,
what do you mean?
If someone plays really well but loses, is it like this? Like, what's the?
I don't think that matters.
Sure. I don't think that matters.
Oh, really?
I think it's
there should be there should be a multiplier on the win-loss. I gotta talk to Easy Mac.
First map ended up being like 250 to 154 or whatever. So LAG they end up blowing them out there. Or sorry, on the Skyline Hardpoint, the fourth map there. Any final thoughts on the fourth map before we head into the last map here?
I looked this up after the series last year. These players were on LAG, they were on Vegas. These were both bottom teams in game 4s last year. So, this is the kind of team again with some of their issues that I think will struggle to like close out series in that situation, not let it go to 5. And then you get to the kind of the dicey game 5s against an LAG team, and it ended up going down to the wire.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to get into the S&D. We get into the 2-2 round here. I thought this was a mistake from LAG. They do a good job rushing B, getting the bomb down. Perfect, right? Like, you rush B, you get the bomb down. That's the objective, right? You flip the script. Now you're on defense now because you got the bomb down. You just have to defend the bomb. I just don't like what they did after they got the bomb down. They ran away. They ran away from the site. They gave up the whole entire site. I would much rather them just be confident in holding the site and just stay on it. But you can see they gave up all map control. They gave up the B-bomb site. That's going to give space for Minnesota ROKKR now to collapse here, get on the site, and kind of just back LAG off. I mean, LAG can't see the bomb anymore. They have no eyes on bomb. They're getting pushed out glass, mid-map, gen area. There's really not much they can do. And on top of that, you have a guy defusing the bomb, and he's stretching it from behind the bomb. So I didn't agree with the plant spot either. So just like a lot of questions on this round. A lot of questions there. What do you guys think happened here?
I think they were just scared because that site's pretty open. So they felt like they were going to get collapsed on, and they just ended up doing nothing with it. They could have like tried to retake courtyard or something a little bit sooner. Like number 4, he's there for quite a while, and number 1's there for quite a while. Like, they're just playing so like reserved. Even if number 3 stayed on site and they maybe even baited him, they just gave Minnesota all the space in the world to work for it.
You like where they planted the bomb?
No. But also, I can see why they have to plant there because it's the only place they have cover. Like, they didn't have anyone courtyard. So if they did plant for outer, like on the left side, that guy could have died off bomb for free.
Well, they should have taken courtyard with the car.
Yeah, what about
the car went through? The car went through.
They could have done that too. Yeah.
This is the site. They did this twice in this map where they take space with the car and then they don't actually utilize it at all. They kind of just drive the RC through, clear it all, and then let them retake it without any resistance. Mm-hmm. So I think if they take court there with a player, plant left side bomb, I think this round looks way different than completely giving up side again.
Yep.
Yeah, you could also
100%.
get more aggressive on street. I mean, if nobody's there, I mean, get on the truck heady, like the truck back here behind B-bomb, like where number 8 is right now, where Gio's at. Like if they had the space, especially with the car there, they have all the info. I mean, they maybe could have got pushed up street.
I think it comes down to number 4, like having to watch such a big pinch because they can pinch through deep, they can pinch through like any of the mid doors that like he essentially was made useless by ROKKR, and so essentially they were like man down after the post plant. So I mean, good play out of ROKKR, bad reads out of LAG there.
Yeah, then we go over to the 2-3 round. This is just a big 1v2 from Caesar here. I'm not even too sure what happened here with these guys. You have Gio and Paul X here in a 2v1 situation. Caesar's going to slide the corner, able to find one. Not really too sure what Paul was doing there. And then, unfortunately, Gio comes in for the trade, and Caesar just reads it. He just reads where he's coming from. He snaps on him, doesn't miss a shot. And Caesar's able to find a 1v2. Good plays from Caesar there, no?
Paul's
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Paul, I don't know what
Right?
Paul's
He's on his
doing there,
back,
bro.
bro. He's on his back.
That's certainly one of the angles of all time right there.
Paul's a missionary in the corner waiting.
Yeah, and then we get into the 4-3 round here. Somebody's typing also, by the way, in the mic, so just be careful about that. I wanted to pull up this round because my whole chat was spamming red card during this round. They were all spamming red card. They said Gio was snaking. As the GA commish, I must take a look at this again. I see one pump. I see 2 pumps. That was not a snake. That was not a snake. They were spamming red card. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even fucking close to a
VAR
snake.
review, not even a card, man. L
What the
chat.
hell
L
is wrong
chat.
with you people, man? He
We don't
didn't
know
even
what a
lay
snake is
down.
still.
But
I
my
think-
whole chat erupted. You could go back to the watch party. My whole chat erupted there saying that he was snaking. That did not look like a snake at all.
We should track the percentage of chat's calls for red cards. I'm sure it's going to
If
be
they
in
see
like
someone
the
crouch on a heady and get a 2-piece,
20% less. Yeah. These VAR reviews we do on the show never result in any cards or infractions, so I wonder why.
And then we go into the round 11, last map, round 11. This was a long series, by the way. Holy fuck. Last map, round 11. I thought this was a great play initially, but I just didn't like what they did. After the fact, Sam, I know you already talked about it, but the car. They call the RC car. Look at where Caesar is with this fucking car right now. He's
He
in the
doesn't see a
middle of the
goddamn
map.
thing.
He is in the
Looking walls
middle of
in
the map
P4.
right now. Doesn't see anything. Literally nothing is here at all. But they don't do anything with it. Look what LAG does with this car pushed out mid-map. They are licking walls in the back of the spawn. They're licking it. Why
They're
not
super
play around
worried
the
about-
car?
I guess they're super worried about like a fast street hit. They got a guy watching, left, and they have a guy watching street. But I agree with you, Tom. Like the car creates space in middle map. And you can play off that and cut the map. Like why wouldn't you push and take that space on them? And if they push either of the outer lanes, then you can pinch. You can like work a team trade.
To be fair, it has been a minute since we've had like the R season.
It has been a minute, bro. Maybe they
So
gotta
these
get...
teams are still used to they're not used to playing off of the RC car, and also the RC cars in this game are deadly as fuck. So, yeah, they just didn't do anything with it. They got punished.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're deadly. I mean, they're loud. You know where it's
no,
coming
I'm saying
from.
that
It's loud
I know,
as
but
shit.
they do a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah,
like
they kill you through flag.
I think it kills you through flak. So both Minnesota's playing pretty reserved, but like. LAG could definitely do way more with that.
Even if they thought that they were pushing B, you have mid-map wide open. Caesar's pushing through it. You can just push through mid and fall off the car. And then even if they go B, you hit out double doors and pinch them. You can pinch them.
No, I agree. I'm saying they're not used to it.
Oh, yeah. No,
Well,
I agree with you, too.
the nice thing, Tom, is because Caesar is sitting in P4s, like he can also then wrap back their spawn and pitch the guy out on car or truck or dumpster or whoever in their B plant setup. Like if it ends in that situation, you have it pinched automatically because he was in the car. Again, to your point, it does not taking advantage of the info and the space on the map to actually give themselves more flexibility.
Yeah. Guys, any final thoughts? Pat, you got any final thoughts on Minnesota ROKKR and LAG?
I mean, I just wasn't expecting ROKKR to win this one, Tom.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not high on that squad. I mean, I expected bro, this is mostly the subliners, and like we can say, they had a flat last year, Killhorn, whatever, but like this is still a championship caliber squad, Tom, and
You're talking about the Genomates?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they pretty much
They're
just replaced.
ex-subliners,
They
like-
pretty much just replaced their Hydra with Lens. They replaced one French
another-
player
one
with
French
another.
with another.
Yeah, one French.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
They're
It's
trying to
like
hard carry
downgrade.
them today.
But they're
I mean-
still them. Like, I don't know.
I mean, listen, it was a gritty first series. I think for both teams, we're worried about the consistent slaying on LAG. We didn't really learn anything opposite of that. And with Minnesota ROKKR, like I think they're just going to be a super up and down team, and they just need to find and get hot as a squad because I just don't see them like just kind of blowing out LAG in a series like this.
You say up and down team a lot. I feel like what you really mean when you say that is they suck. They'll just sometimes beat good teams.
Well, I mean, what I mean is they suck because they don't close out series when they have an advantage. They're going to let teams hang around because they're going to make mistakes. instead of putting, closing a team out and winning 3-0, 3-1. So I think it's a good win for them. Like they found it today. Like it went to the wire. It's big 10 points, but I don't think we learned anything we didn't already know about both the squads. But we'll see. There's a whole stage in front of us.
Yeah. Then we head into the next series of the day. We had Optic Texas going up against the Boston Breach. I think we all had Optic here winning this series.
What the fucking vetoes in this series, bro? What in the actual fuck's going on?
Here's the vetoes, Benji. You can take a look at the vetoes. I thought you didn't know anything about the vetoes, but I thought it's too early to read the vetoes. I thought it's too fucking early.
Optic with triple protocol? The only reason I don't like the triple protocol, if you hate the map, is then you're basically letting the other team potentially pick their best map. It is what we talked about with you can't have two auto vetoes thing. I'm not saying it's that situation exactly, but we just don't know what teams good and bad maps are. And I get Optic if you just don't like protocol, but it's possible we're going to learn that some of the maps in the series are just Boston's best shit, and they gave them good maps.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
so
mean,
you're thinking Boston only won because they had good maps?
No, it's absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you open yourself up to that potential avenue because you're just getting rid of one specific map across all
you know what
modes.
I think, Ben? Doug Sensor Martin is the greatest general manager of all time. Of all time.
you think so, Pat?
Wait, not as good as you?
Absolute genius.
Is he better than you when you were fucking building some of these squads?
Well, I would never be a general manager, Ben.
You were shadow GM, signing to people's texts and building squads.
But look, man, Doug. Listen, y'all were clowning Doug last year. Y'all were clowning him. Just admit it. Y'all were. It's okay. It happens. But we got to talk about it, man. Doug saw the vision. He always has seen the vision, and people don't give him credit. And look, come out hot. Smoking Optic when they got outslayed. I mean, damn. Personally,
that's because of map one, though.
I've never seen Superstars lose to the 12th seeded team of the prior year, but that's another conversation. I just want to think. I just need to give Doug his flowers. We just gotta give Doug his flowers. That's all
Wait,
I'm
do you
saying.
still think Shotzi's not a superstar, Pat?
Star?
What?
Made it clear from the beginning. Star, just a star.
You still don't think he's a superstar.
Bro, he's a
you don't want
world
to change your
champ.
opinion.
Star.
If you change your opinion, no, people are gonna be like, they're gonna applaud you for being, giving him his flowers. You're still sitting here.
Slay's
been
drunk
plenty
on
of-
his take.
Wait,
He's
wait.
drunk on his take,
There's
bro.
been plenty of players who won world champs that weren't superstars.
Yeah, but he played
Plenty.
fucking incredible for them at that event, and he
They
tried
all
his
played
best in this
incredible.
series.
Me personally, I thought Pred was MVP, but like I said, different combo for a different day. All I'm saying is, let's make sure we give Doug his flowers.
I mean, I
Greatest general
think
manager
if
in the
you're a Boston fan, a big thing to like from this series is pretty much everybody had their moments on their team in this series. Wake was fairly consistent across all the maps. Cammy had some really big plays, especially in search. Snoop and S&D was fucking awesome, and obviously Purge doing the dirty work. There's a lot to like about maybe Boston's floor here, and I think for Optic, I didn't know this, but apparently their record in starting matches is horrific. Like they've only won, they're like lost their last 3 now, lost their last 4 opening matches. And I know
That's
shots
insane.
apparently.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and FaZe also got a bad record, and we'll get to him later too in that. So it's not really.
Is Cammy
kinda get
back?
it.
I don't know.
Cammy might be back.
He's series
Is he
MVP, Slay. He might be back. I mean, is Cold Work Cammy back in action? What do you guys think?
Trey or Cammy.
This game does fit him, I will say. Like the Ames, like the way that the game plays, like it fits his play style. I mean, what did you guys think about Cammy's play today?
He fucking fried.
Fried, man.
He was doing insane today.
Actually,
you can go ahead, Chris. No, you're good,
I was
bro.
gonna say I think Optic's gonna need to adjust to S&D in this game because typically even like in S&D last year, we always would criticize them for how like separate they would play. It's always like the Shotzzy Pokeball was like one of their criticisms, and I feel like in this game, like you can't really spread like a lot. You can't like do that play for picks play style. A lot of the S&D in this game is just like banging out sites and just being together, and they're gonna have to learn to do that more often. Otherwise, they're going to keep getting in these situations where some of their star players are getting isolated, and then they're just going to lose S&D. So they're going to have to get used to that. Otherwise, I could see them struggling in search again.
Yeah. You guys ready to head into clips? You guys got anything
let's
else?
do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's head into some clips. First clip from the series I have from the Skyline Hardpoint here. It's the P3 to P4. It's a great play from Shotzzy. Great heads-up play, just finding the kills and pushing through. But don't you think somebody from Boston should be hard holding right now? Like, look, they push. Number 6, he slides out like a madman, Snoopy, but he's the last guy there. He's the last one. So in my opinion, like if you're last one off spawn, like you got to throw some shimmies. Like you got to play your life a little bit if you're last one off spawn trying to hold these sides. Instead, he slides out. Shotzzy finds 2 kills, which by the way, the kill feed in the scoreboard is broken. It's been broken all day. It was broken all of last year and all this year. I got to say something, bro. Unacceptable. Unacceptable from the devs. Unacceptable. I don't know who needs to do what. They need to fix this. They need to fix this quick. Because it is terrible from a viewing experience watching a broken scoreboard and a broken kill feed. Especially when we had these problems last year and we head into a new year now and we're still having the same problems. So in my opinion, unacceptable. This needs to be fixed. If this doesn't get fixed, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whose job this is. But this needs to be fixed because it's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic.
I feel for Breaking Point Easy Max, Tom, because he's
4
probably
years,
sitting here.
4 years, Benji. They're saying 4.
You're trying to sit here and clean up all the kill feeds and stuff because it's completely busted. Like I don't get it, man.
It's
They've had a couple.
It's crazy.
They've had a month and a half, and it makes, to your point, it makes viewership, the viewing product poor, and obviously all stats tracking like really, really poor. But I think to get back to your original point, you guys kind of agree. You think Cam should have maybe played this a little bit slower, knowing his team was middle, and like if he dies,
well, it was Snoopy who slid out. It was Snoopy.
I want to say yes, but based on where
I didn't read a number.
I want to say yes, but based on where his teammates were, they probably were under the impression that they would have seen anybody even playing their side. So he gets caught with his pants down because Shotzzy just hits a gap. Like 2 people are staring at this mid like cross, and like he gets away, or they just don't call him out.
I think it's called out.
There's no way they don't see him
100% gets called out.
The guy's on a hot tub watching a cross. I mean, he shoots at him, and then shoots at him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he just gets caught with his pants down.
Yeah, 25 seconds. You can't get caught with your pants down there. I mean, you got to hold there. And Snoopy played well today. I'm not even like hating on Snoopy. I actually thought Snoopy played well today. I was talking about Snoopy yesterday with Benjay. Ben, we were talking about Snoopy, and I was telling you how I think he's going to have a good year. I think mechanically he's a really good player. I think once he learns like little things. And today he made a lot of great heads-up plays too, which we'll get to. But I thought right there, and maybe it's not all on Snoop. Maybe he got a bad comm or something. I just think you have to hold. I just think you got to have more discipline there. Because then after that happens, you see what happens now. Everything flips out, and now Optic kind of have them in a blender here. I mean, this should have been Boston's hill here. This should have been their hill, and instead it kind of gets fucked up. So any thoughts there on that? Like Sam, Pat, Ben, Chris,
no,
you guys agree with me there?
I think that's just like mini-map awareness, to be honest. He sees these last alive. He died for, or one of his teammates died first. The potential to flip there. You just have to make sure that the guy spawns behind you before you decide to slide out there. That's all.
Yeah. Agreed. Then we got a listen in here with Optic Texas. Let's tune in. Let's hear how these guys sound. Let's tune in.
We got up. Nice.
Two, you boys.
I'm living.
You going right?
Alright,
Yeah,
go right.
I
I have my zip. I have my zip. Focus right. Focus right.
I'm
What's your front door? What's your front door?
I
have it. I'm making
Top hall, Cammy. Top hall. One guy got through right. He's under point steps.
Shotzzy goes crazy here, by the way.
100% one.
Why are we getting one shot?
There's 30 minutes.
Why are we getting wait?
There's a thing there.
There's 2 out old.
Wait. You.
What's in the top hall?
He's gonna be top mid. He's gonna top mid.
Hey, you.
I need one. What's on you?
Nice 3. Last guy.
Help on you.
Oh, last guy. But you.
Yo, two, both of you.
Where they go?
I'm dead. Alright, this is town. Cammy. Missing one.
I'm looking out on me, Cammy.
This is good.
On top, Snoopy, laying down.
Alright, just live.
You're really weak. Front bed.
I'm challenging. Give me a second. I'm challenging.
Yeah, take it off.
Where's the top? Give me that. I mean, I set top. I'm firing top. Fire in this top. Fire. You lay him out of this. Fire. Nice. You. Nice. Good shit, bro.
Where's it up?
I can get you right in. Nice. Oh, you got it. Hold.
He's enter. Watch out, AJ.
I got it. You're good. Oh, yeah, you're good. Close. Shoot me one shot. Nice. Alright, never you. They're close cards. Go. Lead that guy, bro.
I'll hold up. I'll just care.
Almost.
I'm looking piano.
I'm
looking piano cross.
I remember.
Back.
You waking it.
I can open.
He's from mid.
We're going back, by the way.
I'm with you.
Wake up if you want.
I'm leaving you.
Give
me 1 HP. There's two back bed.
I got one there. I got her. Cameo. You go to Tom. Waking a little bit.
I'm leaving again.
You might try. He's made Tom.
I'm going top.
He's hiding Tom. I think a little bit.
Behind the buffer.
I'm playing inside. You gotta get Tom.
Sure. Two going short.
I have it front. I have it small.
I'm holding short.
One guy catch 1 HP.
Get my short.
One's deep left.
I wish I
All right, it's gonna do it for the listening. What'd you guys think? It was a good break from Boston there as well to get in at the last second. But what'd you guys think about the listening?
Sound good.
It's good. It's funny you were saying.
We can stop
Shotzzy-
listening to listenings if you guys want. We don't need to always listen to them.
I was gonna say, a lot of people like to play behind that bathtub in the hill. I personally would much rather people start playing in the shower because you can still kind of like help front, but you're also not isolatable through any of like the gunfights bed because it's just you're throwing your life away. Like if they would have had to slide out in front of the guy in the back on that picnic table, they might have had a better chance of holding because he got ISO'd on that bathtub. Just a little tidbit there.
Yeah, and I don't know. Some people did. I ended up skipping past it, but just to show you guys what shots he was doing on the P2, it was fucking insane. So we'll just let it run while we talk. But go ahead, Ben.
No, I was gonna say Shotzi like went on a fucking 10 streak in the beginning of this map. So I know he's been dealing with sickness and looked like he maybe had some pink eye symptoms when they showed his cam, but got off the hot start in the series for sure.
Yeah, he was all over the map. He's just able to just dip and weave and dip it into the kit. They had a hard time tracking him. He was able to find a lot of kills here. It's great plays from him. Does he stay alive here? No, I thought he stayed alive there for a second. I was about to say, Jesus Christ. Any thoughts there? Listen, before we head into the next clip, which was just honestly a big break from AG here. I always think going into these P4s, people always break from underground. You guys notice that? And I don't know if the guy in Hill just is never looking at it or what, but I thought AG made it just a great heads-up play. He makes an individual play here, just breaking through. Snoopy gets caught out there. Doesn't know that there's an angle there. And
Why is Snoopy in the closet, not behind the tub?
But that's what I'm saying. Those spots just suck. You get behind the tub, you get wall banged. You get in that corner, you get seen from there. The only good spot to play in that hill is either tight towards the door on the front right side of it, or you play in the shower. It's literally the best spots to play. Like, stop playing in those corners. You're going to get ISO'd. You're going to get killed. The only time you should ever like play in those corners is maybe if you're switching up after you get like a couple kills or your team has some space. But outside of that, just, dude, get in the damn shower.
Bird on getting in the shower.
Get in the shower. Take your clothes. Anyway, so what else?
And I think the league was the league was clowning Ant for this. What do they call it? Burger something of the day or something?
Burgers and fries.
Burgers and fries.
Bunch of good new segments. This one, the Ant drawing one.
Yeah, for sure. You can see there Optic just blowing them out here in the first map. So good first map from Optic. Any thoughts on the first map, gentlemen, with the Skyline hardpoint? Any thoughts?
I thought this was about to be a quick one.
Also got skill diff. But I fear it was not a quick one, Sam, as it turns out.
No, it was not a quick one. As we head into the next map, we have a S&D here. Let me switch scenes. Sorry about that. We have an S&D here on Rewind, and we start things off with Big Brucey in a 1v2 situation. I thought this was just too easy for him, to be honest. He ends up hitting the flank. Big Wake, he ends up running away from Snoop. I think Big Wake needs to stay with Snoop there. Like, if he's going to push out the back, maybe wait for Snoopy or something, or do something together. But he leaves Snoopy in a 1v1, and unfortunately for Snoopy, Bruce still has some of his tags to work with at the end of the round.
This map to what it was, Tom. A Boston masterclass.
It was a Boston masterclass. They looked great. They looked great in the
Both
S&D.
searches were.
Yeah, you could see kind of how Bruce was able to do. I mean, it was a good 1v2 from Bruce. Just wanted to highlight the 1v2. I thought Boston could have played the situation better here, but didn't seem to matter too much as we go through the rest of this map because they.
I saw a lot of rounds. I mean, just all day to day with like tack usage being the decider in a lot of clutches.
Like, tacks are important, man.
Yeah, which I think is a little bit different, right, from prior years that we've seen. Like, they're gonna have way more importance in this game.
Frags are strong as fuck. They kill you through flak if they land right next to you. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is the 1v2 from Snoopy. This is what Snoopy does best, and he was doing this for the whole series, just getting pushed up into good scenarios and just staying alive. Like, they can't track him. He's just all over the map. Look at the routes he takes here. So he gets the bomb down, which I love. I love that he went for the bomb plant right away, and he just wraps the map. He's so quick and he's so decisive that they can't track him. He ends up flipping the map on him, finds one, and then he flips right back. Look, he ends up hitting the door, just kind of playing with him, dipping and weaving. Love the readjustment here to get tucked into the corner. And I mean, look at Shotzi. Shotzi has no idea where Snoopy went here. He's completely lost. He doesn't know where the hell he is. Snoopy does a great job just playing his time and waiting for Ant. And a few shimmies here, a few shimmies there, and Snoopy able to clutch the 1v2. So great plays coming in from Snoop. Good heads up play to play his life too at the end there. And ends up getting a kill, but just a great 1v2 clutch there from Snoopy. Love the way that he played that. I think a lot of players just won't go for the plant there. They'll try and find like a kill first, or they'll I don't know, they'll just wait to plant. I like how Snoopy just kind of risked it for the biscuit and just kind of went for it. So good plays from Snoop. Then we get into the 5-4 round. or the 2-4 round, sorry, the 2-4 round. And then again, it's Snoopy again. Just finds a big 2-piece through the middle of the map. Purge comes in for the trade on Snoop. Then Purge finds the second one. Purge and Snoop really working off each other in the S&D, just kind of hitting shit out. That round was so fast. Just everybody just kind of slamming mid. Which, how do you guys feel about this map on S&D? Because some of these rounds were pretty quick. I mean, look how fast this round goes by.
What the fuck were Optic doing, bro? They like onto the A side and they were just crouching behind the wall. What the fuck was that? That looked insane.
Yeah.
A lot of this map's like pre-nades and tac usage. So I think that like we won't see a lot of like B bang outs without trophies, and with like how long it takes to actually earn them in order to like fast hit B, I think you kind of need one. So I think that like a lot of the defensive just running through mid, especially because they have the timing, is it's just going to be mid 4v4 like gridlock showers from BO4 style search.
And you could get angles from like the parking lot outside. Like you can get angles inside a book and shit. Like you can, I know like from Square, like you can actually see people. So great plays again from Snoopy in Purge. Then we get into the 2-5 round here. And then again, it's just Boston clutching it up. It's Cammy who's able to find a good first blood there. 4v3 situation. And you look at Boston. Look at the way that they're roaming around the map together. How they're trying to just storming through the map. They're doing everything together as a unit, as a team. Snoopy's able to find another one. They're able to get the bomb down as well here in the middle of the map. So great plays here from Boston. You see Dashy now trying to make a play. But again, Boston, because they're all together, they're able to work trades. And on the other side, Optic, a little bit stagnant. Not kind of playing with each other. Kind of separated from each other. And they kind of get picked one by one until eventually Shotzzy, he's in a 1v2 situation. He plants the bomb. But love the heads-up play again from Snoopy and Purge. I thought they played great this map. Purge is just going to hop on the site. Snoopy's going to look over him, and the Ninja Diffuse comes in. Shotzzy just didn't expect it. Great plays in the S&D from Boston, guys. Great plays. What do you guys think about the map number 2 from Boston? Were you guys surprised? I thought they looked good.
Yeah, they slammed them. I thought their mid rounds were super impressive. Just like the way they worked together and how they decided to play the clutches and man ups and things like that. I thought that they were just much more decisive in the mid round than Optic was.
They were also just playing like in a pack most of the time. They were like BO4ing basically most of the game.
That's what a lot of this search is though in this game, dude. It's just like bang outs, like just run together, hold my hand and trade style search. Other than like maybe red card, but a lot of the S&D in this game is just running as a pack.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's hop into the next map. Then we hop into the Vault Control. I want to head over to the 0-0 round because this is, I was a little confused here. Now, Boston just did a great job working together, playing as a team. I actually thought that they should have won this first offense. They get the B point, which in my opinion is the hardest point to get, the harder point to get between the two. Just so stagnant here with 50 seconds left to go. I mean, all Boston needs is a few trades. They need 1 4 dead or 1 3 dead, and they're good. And I just didn't like how they kept pushing one by one. Just with a minute left to go, I just want to see some coordination. Like maybe somebody make a call and coordinate something. Like even this guy, right? Like they're challenging Catwalk together or by themselves. They're a big wake challenged flower pots by himself, like Palm Tree. Like Shotzi's just getting freebies here. And you see here, like everybody that's winning a gunfight on Optic, nobody's there for a trade. So I just think Boston, they need to go back and just watch that back because they should have won that offense in my opinion. But I don't know what you guys think about it. I thought they were kind of stagnant and they were kind of solo pushing. I thought the round should have went to Boston. I thought it was a Boston troll. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they just didn't find any kills. Like when you're off spawn in a trap, it's like, oh, we just gotta find one. But I think that if they got together, traded out a lane, and forced Optic to move their setup, that's kind of best case scenario, especially for how easy it is to cap.
Teams are eventually going to start recognizing how to like break out of spawn traps and just kind of reading pressure. It's early in the game, so like when teams are like trolling situations or like not reading pressure correctly, like it's natural. I think the teams will get better at it over time. At least the good teams will.
Yeah, and then we get into the 1-1 round, and again, Boston just really applying pressure. You can see the lives, right? 4 lives for Optic, 7 lives for Boston. So Optic have no lives left. And there's 16 seconds still left on the clock. They're pushing B. But check out the plays from Dashy and Shotzzy here. I don't know how they were able to stay alive, but Shotzzy able to find 1, slides the corner, finds 2. Bruce is looking over him, finds a couple kills as well. And now with 6 seconds left to go, 3v3 situation. Shotzzy trying to stay up. One guy's going to make a play to the point, shoot Shotzzy. Kenny comes in there with the trade, and just like that, it all kind of falls apart. Great plays from Optic. What do you guys think went wrong for Boston there? Or do you think they just kind of got poofed on? It was just a good play from Dashy and Shotzzy. What do you think?
The AW dash that Ant hits in the middle of this clip is kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's nasty. This is a nasty. He sees him. Snoop is here. I don't think Snoop expected him to kind of slide out like that. I mean, that is fantastic shots from Ant there. That's great plays. Just some ice from Optic there at the end round. It got really close. There was a lot of trades throughout the round, and it came down to this B point. And the end round here was just super crucial. So there's big plays coming in from Ant. And then we get into the 2-1 round here. And hopping into the 2-1 round. This is Optic. Again, they win by lives. Now, this, in my opinion, I thought this was a great play from Purge. But then I thought he made a mistake after he made a good play. And listen, it happens, man. Maybe you're feeling yourself. You're hot. You fucking, you know what I mean? They call it a heat check. But you can see Purge, great play, finds a 2-piece, 3v3 situation, 23 seconds left on the clock. If you're Boston, I would try and play together, right? Like try and do something together. Like don't just play around point, play tight, play off each other, work trades. Purge, I don't know if maybe he didn't read the pressure or he didn't feel the pressure, but he ends up hitting out Vault. And he ends up challenging Vault. Looked like he was YYing for a second, so I don't know if he expected Ant to be there. But him dying there is so big, in my opinion. Like, he makes such a great play, but then him hitting Vault by himself, again, I just think was a little bit of a mistake there. Do you guys agree with me on that, or no?
They probably got
it's the
silent.
only place he could have died from without a trade in that situation.
He's just putting himself in an isolatable area. Like he should have had somebody follow him up, or they could have like played reserved and just waited for the guy top art to get the information. But yeah, he made a mistake.
Yeah, because not only did Boston win this series, but I thought that even the maps that they lost that were winnable for them. You know, like they just made mistakes. They made little mistakes. That
I don't know about map 1. I don't know about map.
Map 1, no, they got smoked. Map 1.
They got shots at map 1.
The control, there was a few plays. They definitely got shots at map 1. I meant that map, that control map. I thought they could have won that control map.
We've talked a lot about how pros and maybe Sam, you can kind of back this up, boy. Like control plays really different in matches for those like pre-scrims before you play the same match. Oh, sorry, the scrims you play before your first match because the pace is just completely different. So you're used to people like not really valuing their life as much when you're scrimming control, and then you get in and people play really slower, a little more rigid, and then everything kind of all the timings you have are kind of off, and you got to relearn them. You feel like that kind of has happened a lot in past games? I don't know if it necessarily applies here because we haven't seen that much data, but
I mean, it could have potentially, but that's just like an overall game thing. That's not necessarily just control. Match pace is always different than scrim pace, obviously, because you're afraid to make a mistake.
Then we go into the red card. Now, I wanted to pull up this P5 hill on the red card because I thought Boston did a great job rotating to this hill. You can see Ant tries to make a play, right? He tries to flank this, and he ends up finding a big 2-piece here. So I thought Optic was about to break this for a second, but it's just the way that Snoopy plays this, just kind of dipping and diving. Look how Snoopy plays this. He challenges, he's dipping and weaving, can't track him, he's slowing him down, and I mean, Snoopy just doing this, just staying on. Then he kills Dashy. Then Snoopy's able to find one onto Big Bruce. Ant decides to give him up. He's like, fuck this. I give up on this motherfucker. He tries to make a play towards Hill. He dies, and now Snoopy, look at him. Now, not only did he make the play stay alive, slow down the push from Optic, now he's using his tacks. He's staying on the hard point. He's just being a nuisance, man. He's 27 and 18. I just think this was great plays from Snoop, man. This kind of solidified the red card hard point for him. Because I thought Optic for a second was going to bring it back. We had a pretty back and forth game the whole way through, and this was the one time where I thought that Boston kind of just was able to build their lead and kind of just, what's the word I'm looking for? Close out this map, right? Just building their lead and making sure that Optic can't get back into this one. Just great plays from Snoop. I mean, this guy was all over the map. Any thoughts there on that one, how Optic played it, or thought maybe Optic could have played it better, or what do you guys think?
That's just an individual play from Snoopy more than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Ant's POV, that looks horrifying to play against. So yeah, I think that's more. I think that's just on Snoop.
Snoopy's kind of dipping and weaving. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm surprised that people are playing this map, or just in general Optic decided to play this, because this is a map where like you can. I feel like at times you could probably lose situations to anyone because people can just get lost. I mean, I guess the same goes for like players like Shotzi because he's like specializes in that, but Boston did a really good job of micromanaging that, and they were the Snoopy. Sorry, Snoopy fried this map, and he was just untrackable like the entire map.
Yep, he was untrackable the series, but he played great today. And then also, I love how Boston Optic has been spawning by that P3 side of the map for the last like fucking 5 minutes, bro. They can't leave that side of the map. They're kind of stuck there. Once Snoopy makes that play, Shotzi trying to make a pinch, they kill them all. They funnel them all to that P3 area by Eski side. It is hard to get out of there when you're spawning Eski side. If the other team's playing it right and they're holding crossfires and they're kind of just playing cuts, it's pretty difficult. So just a great plays from Boston to set that up. Great plays from all of them, honestly. They all look good today, and I think they were playing off each other pretty well. So good job from them. They were able to close out this red card. Any final thoughts, guys, on the red card?
No, they look good, man. I was pleasantly surprised today for sure. I was pretty low on them over the offseason. And I'm excited to see more going forward. I love the search. I think the search is like probably the biggest thing that I noticed today. Like both of the S&Ds they won in the series were very, very convincing. So I think if you have a good search edge in like a otherwise pretty difficult to separate yourself from like the bottom of the teams, being good at search is definitely step number one. So if they can keep that up, it's good for them.
And Sam, by the way, go ahead, Pat.
I still think we got to see Purge slay though. Like I know we're gonna say like he's the glue, blah blah blah. Like that last year, that doesn't work. Like in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't work. You're not always gonna be able to guarantee 2 S&Ds in a series. So for them to be able to compete consistently, he's gonna have to be able to slay.
And I just want to add on to Sam's point. Like historically, Boston's one of the worst Game 5 teams like year to year. I think they had a decent record when Zin was on the team, but since Zin has left, they're pretty poor in last year where they were one of the worst teams in that aspect. And for them to ice up here, and we'll take a look at the highlights here in a sec, like I think it's extremely typical to your point, Sam. If they keep this S&D form up, they're going to win a lot of these mid-level matches and maybe make a run at the first tournament.
Yeah, I mean, can't talk about Snoopy enough in this series, but look at the plays he was making. First of all, you don't want to challenge Snoopy anywhere in this room, bro. I swear, this room right here, bro.
This whole room, he has a damn
Snoopy he's dangerous in his room, bro. Look at this guy. This guy's hopping around, jumping over doors and shit.
Ken lost composure.
Then he jumps the wall, gets the fuck out of there. Bruce doesn't know where the hell he went. He gets another one onto AG. AG tries to chow him. He slides the corner, kills him. Then Shotzi, he comes in for the kill. Trade comes in from Snoop. He gets 3 on the round, and then Big Wake in a 1v1 situation, able to close it out. Great composure from Big Wake. Big round there from Boston and the boys. I thought, again, just great plays from Snoop. Just able to stay alive, dip and dive. They couldn't track him. Then we get into the next round, a 1-2 round. Great plays from AG. Takes a long route here. I don't think Boston realized that AG hit the long route. They didn't read it. AG was able to find one. And then great plays from AG to just wrap the map. He kind of just keeps Purge on his toes. Purge has no idea where he went, but because AG wrapped the map, Purge doesn't read it. AG with the nice 1v2 clutch there. Keeps Optic in the game a little bit here because I thought Boston was going to start running away with it. But AG keeping it close, big 1v2 there. Then we head into the 2-2 round here. Again, back on this site with Snoopy. Snoopy trying to dip and dive. It's a 3v3 situation. And you can see Purge able to find a big fight there. Onto AG. Kenny comes in with the trade. And then it's Purge. Finessing. First it was Snoop. Then it was Purge. He puts some nice shots there with a pistol as well. And the trade comes in from Big Wake. So just good trades coming in from Boston. Sam, I know you made a comment about it, that you thought they were trading really well. So I just kind of wanted to highlight their trades and their teamwork.
Yeah. I saw in the first S&D too. It's just their mid rounds, and it seems like their comms are like really on point and playing together in all these situationals.
Yeah.
I also just want to tip Snoopy again. I feel like over the course of his development as a player, like you've noticed like that I feel like this year, at least in that one match so far, he's utilizing his teammates a lot more. Like he's not just like chowing like by himself. Like he's getting one or getting damage in and then like almost like front baiting his teammates, like letting them like take some of the aggro away from him and then just coming back. And he's not throwing his life away.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, this next round was crazy too. Look where Shotzi is in the first 10-15 seconds of this round. Shotzi ends up just hitting right through mid-map. He ends up finding one kill. It's going to be onto Purge. Purge gets caught with his pants down. But then look at Snoopy on the other side, right? Look at number 7 on the minimap. As soon as his teammate dies, Snoopy knows he has the green light now to try and make a play. And that's exactly what he does. He slides the corner, able to find one onto AG. Then he stays alive here. Kenny tries to chow. And Snoopy slide challenges the corner. Just like that, the stun comes in. Kenny was having a rough map here. He was probably going through it. And then again, now what looked like a 4v3 for Optic after Shotzi's first blood. Snoopy pops a 2-piece. And now it's a 3v2 in favor of Boston in a span of 10 seconds. There's a third from Snoopy as well. Snoopy working on an ace here. I mean, you could just see this guy was all over it. Did he get the ace? I don't remember. Did he get the ace here? I can't remember if he got the ace. Not somebody stole it. He was about to get the ace, but great plays from Snoop. Again, just being annoying, knowing when to make the play, knowing when you have the green light, knowing when you have the red light. His teammate goes down. He decides to make the play there. Just great work from Snoop. And we close things out with a 1v1 between Big Brucey Dashy and Cammy. And again, I think Cammy here just did a good job using his tax. Throws out the frag. Pat, you were talking about that. That tax have been super crucial, and this is another scenario, Pat, where holding on to your tacticals is just a really important thing. I mean, this could have potentially went to another round. 4-5 looks a lot different than 6-3. So great plays coming in from Cammy, man. Well, I mean, these are swing rounds. Sam, I was talking about this before.
Now you've been saying it for a while,
bro. Imagine, think about an S&D, right? Think about when it's 4-3, right? And you're the team with 3, right? And you choke that round. Now it's 5-3 instead of 4-4, right? Yep. It just looks completely different. Like some of these rounds are just so important. And again, this was obviously a big round because it's the fucking round to close it out. So it's kind of fucking dumb for me. But
I don't know about you, bro, but 5-5 looks a lot different than 6-0, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good comps, Thomas. Why
I see what you're saying, Tom. Picking up what you're putting down.
Team that wins Game 5 wins 100% of the time.
That's the Ricky stats. Like if we win this round, we're up 1-0. Like what? Yeah, that's how it works.
I have to ask Snoop. I don't know what he's celebrating. I don't know what he's trying to say here. I don't know what exactly he was trying to say. But
is it like Twitter fingers or some shit? Like you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm really not too sure what it is. But hey, huge congratulations to Boston. I love seeing them getting off on the right foot this year. And I know I have been very vocal about not really liking their roster even in the offseason because I felt like they didn't really do much to the roster. But hey, if these guys have good chemistry with each other, like they're good players. These guys are good players, man. If they have good chemistry and they can work off each other like this consistently, I think this team could go far, man. So congratulations to them, man.
Snoop's in the chat said, LMAO, I don't know what I was doing.
He blacked out. They beat Optic and he blacked out.
He blacked out, right? He blacked out.
He blacked out.
I thought he was trying to talk shit or something. I don't know.
He just did an emo, bro. Like, what is it called?
A Fortnite emote.
But good plays from Boston. Guys, any final thoughts on Optic or Boston or any of these guys? Pat, why don't we start with you? Any final thoughts?
I mean, I'm a little worried, Tom. A little worried about those guys in green. Yeah. I think this was an unacceptable loss out of them. I think Boston played good, but I mean, this is a different game. We talked about it. BO6 is a different game. And if their S&D is not good, I mean, I think it's especially with these maps, like losing a respawn, Tom, happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were streaky S&D team last year, and I don't want to analyze like the first match of the season too much. I think we expected this, and this is one of the bigger upsets today. But I think for Boston, suddenly that match against Minnesota tomorrow is huge because one of those teams is going to go 2-0. And then for Optic, you got an interesting match against Cloud9 on Sunday. Like, want to try and knock it off to an 0-2 start. So,
well, question for you, Ben, since you don't want to overanalyze this too much.
Yeah.
Did this look like an S tier team to you? Because to me, it was very A tier, very middle.
Well, I mean, they won champs, and you probably still had them in A tier. So I don't know. If
that was last year. We're in a new year.
I mean, if you had made a tier list with them last year, if they won champs, you would have found a way to not put them in the first spot for sure.
Ben, stop living in the past, okay? We're in Black Ops 6 world now.
I'm still putting them in S, bro. I don't know why you're always trying to shit on Optic, bro.
No wonder.
I mean, chat. When or wakes, bro? When or wakes? Just let us know. Who's right here?
Yeah. Anybody else got any final thoughts on the series? Sam, Chris?
I don't know, nothing crazy. I'm not worried until I have a reason to be. I mean, I think his first series. I think Ken kind of got pooped on today. Uncharacteristically,
kind of a real rough one.
I mean, I'm not getting too much into it.
I was gonna say right now this series doesn't mean as much to Optic as it means to Boston. Like if I'm Boston at the moment, like I'm like, oh, let's go. We got to win against the top four.
But that's a slippery slope, though.
Yeah,
they need to care.
Might not.
Obviously, like if it becomes a trend, then like we can talk about it. But it's just one match.
Optic and loser bracket major win. That weren't really worried that much. It wasn't that big of a deal for them.
If that happens, then we can have a conversation. But until then, I mean, we're gonna have the same conversation with FaZe here in a second. Like,
yep,
you know what I'm saying?
Like
they lost.
FaZe got pooped on today, man.
World champs.
They got pooped on.
I'll say it. So let's say Optic have a bad week. Their next 3 matches are Vancouver, LAG, Vegas. They should win a bunch of those. And they got Thieves, Toronto. So, like, if you go 0-2, there's a world where if somehow you're really kind of in the middle fourth spot, maybe you go 3-4, and maybe they still make winners bracket. I think they're fine. I think it's just don't triple ban protocol
First
and
match, bro.
and try to be maybe a little bit more open to ideas with the vetoes. And I expect them to take care of business against Cloud9 on Sunday.
Yeah,
Go 1-1.
I mean it is only one series, right? So I think when you look at the history with Optic, they like you said, Ben, they lost the last 4 opening days, which is like crazy. So I mean, I agree with you, Sam. I don't think you really look into it too much. I definitely think you want to look back at it and fix mistakes
for
and
sure.
talk about it.
Take what you can from the series,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
But overall, how I'm looking at the team isn't any different.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you there as well. So, yeah, that's going to do it for Optic and Boston. Good job to Boston. Let's move on to the next series. We got the Vegas Falcons coming in against the Carolina Royal Ravens. Man, I loved watching the Falcons play today. I was so intrigued to see how they came out, and they honestly impressed me today. I know they lost the series, but it was cool to watch them play, and they kept a lot of these maps close. They took the map number 2, which, by the way, the S&D looked great from Falcons.
That shit was not close.
It wasn't even close. And
they slammed
definitely
the
think they
search.
need some work in control based on what I saw today. I know it was only one map, but I definitely think they need some work there. And then, of course, the protocol hardpoint. I thought there was a second there where Falcons were about to win it and take this to a last map, which would have been scary for Carolina because I think Falcons are good at search. I'm hearing that in the Middle East, all they play is S&D. That's what I'm hearing. People were telling me that they're big on S&D over there. So maybe these guys have a lot of reps, but overall, not a bad series from the Falcons. We'll scroll down, take a look at the stat sheet. Jesus, fuck. You can take a look, a lot of red here from both sides. You can see a 1.24 from Gwyn and a 1.23 from Slasher. And then now, I thought it was Khaled. Apparently, his name is Kicks, but he can fucking shoot, bro. Holy shit. He's actually good as fuck, bro.
I think his name is Khalid, but his gamer tag is like pronounced Kicks. I don't know.
Kicks? Oh, okay. We'll say
Maybe I'm
Kicks. They
wrong.
were saying Kicks on the broadcast, so we'll say Kicks.
We need a pronunciation
Clay's
guide from Falcons. I need to reach out to Clay and get an understanding of how we should be pronouncing these guys. I mean, I think, listen, for Falcons, we expect this to be a first stage where they're going to kind of learn and probably only win a couple of series. I think for Carolina, my concern, and I know Sam, you've hated my take on this. Like, my concern has been sort of this team kind of closing out series. And there was a world today where if Falcons won a couple of gunfights in that 4th map, this would have gone to a 5th map. And I would have been very concerned about Carolina getting upset in this one. So we'll see what they do against LAG later this weekend on that front.
If Austin didn't Thanos snap map 4, this is a 5-game series.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like Austin was actually doing everything in his power to win map 4 single-handedly. I think Reese and Tej were both double negative at one point. Gwen was hovering around even, but map 4 was entirely in Austin performance. So I just wanted to shout out Thanos there as well. He played insane in both hard points as well.
So I did want to mention, because you were talking about their S&D, like that was their shtick in EU Challengers. Like that is what they were good at. They won, I think, one of the Challenger Elites online, and they were really good at search during that portion. So, if I'm not surprised to see them, be good at search even against the pro teams. Outside of that, they still have a lot to work on.
Like that's great to have though. Like you knew that they were going to come in to the league under practice and respawn specifically, but the fact that they kind of held that S&D up as well against Carolina, who I was high on in search just off the roster composition. If they can, similar to Boston, if they can play well in search against the mid-pack teams, like that's a great backbone to have because they're going to learn respawn with reps. I doubt they even have that many control reps, if I'm being honest with you, because the way that they were playing map 3 today was not.
Yeah, no, it was certainly one of the plays all time.
So I'm curious how many reps they actually have in the mode, but if they can maintain how they played search today, then they have a great floor to go off of.
Control's just a hard game mode to learn because there's so much freedom, but at the same time, since there is so much freedom, that means you have to do a lot of like on the fly thinking and individual like playmaking. Whereas hardpoint, it's kind of straightforward. Like a lot of the situations are kind of like, oh, you need a flood, you need a block. While Control, it's like a lot more free. Really?
I think you can watch a good control team and replicate what they're doing much easier than you can watch a good hardpoint team and replicate what they're doing.
I think in this game, not so much. I think this game, especially the maps like Skyline, it's just like very flood heavy, like it's straightforward. But with Control, like that freedom that you have to think for yourself and make a lot of plays is also something that is not on your side, because if you're just so used to playing very structured, you're not making those plays. So I don't know, but
Control has like extremely strict win cons to me. That's the only reason I disagree. Like you're going for the same thing every time in Control.
Fair enough.
Like the way that you're going about, like you want to get a guy into R block to spawn and spawn it before and then stack the point. Like it's very straightforward.
But a lot of those timings and stuff like that you have to make, like you have to recognize those because they're very split second. While hardpoint, I feel like you do have a little bit more room to breathe. when it comes to your decision making. And then a lot of those, like where you spawn, it's straightforward. Whereas Control, you're spawning in the same spot every single time, and you have to make a different decision every single time as to how you approach getting out of your base or the route you take. Either way, I feel like Control's just gonna be something they're gonna have to work on. I don't think this is the only Control they're gonna struggle in. Just based on
curious
watching.
how many reps they have. They kind of just got here not too long ago. I think about a week at this point. Like
played.
I think Tom said that they weren't playing respawn that much in scrims as well. Like they were mainly S&D. So I mean they'll figure it out.
They played 3 or 4 days in NA, and they were mostly scrimming the U teams on like 90 ping from Saudi. So like I just think the reps they were getting weren't that good. And look, they also got to adapt to the fact that they're playing EU Challengers teams and they're going to play NA Pro teams, and all the timing. We've talked a lot about the difference between Challengers and Pros, and like the decision making time is a lot lower in the Pros, and it's going to take them a while to adapt to specifically and respawn to that communication, all of that, like attention to detail. And I think we'll figure out if they can find like 1 or 2 bread and butter maps so they can kind of build their map set around. But I think it's going to be a rough go and respawn for them probably this stage.
Just get into the clips here in the first map, Skyline. I thought that this was way too easy for Carolina to break into this P2. I mean, I thought for a second here Falcons were about to be up fucking 80 after this P2 hard point. And Gwyn, he just waltzes through piano. Nobody's looking at it. And I think if you're Falcons, you got to make sure that it's just not this easy. I mean, he jumps in, he's able to find one, then he jumps the corner, finds a second one, and just like that, I mean, look where the Falcons are spawning now. Clean 4 dead, they're spawning across the map. I thought they could have locked down the rest of this time here, but they kind of just gave a piano and just like Gwyn kind of waltz in there. Any idea what happened here with the Falcons? Think a miscom maybe?
It was kicks. He just looked like he was trying to overhelp whoever number 5 is. I think if he just held the stairs like for the angle for at least to be able to comment, he was kind of going back and forth, gave himself bad timing. He ends up sliding in the corner when Gwyn hits it.
Yeah, and also Roxas in the middle of the map catwalk, I feel is he's going kind of rogue too. He was originally watching piano, and then he gave it up to challenge across the map, and he wins the fight. He wins the fight onto Austin. But when Austin probably died there, he's probably like, what the fuck's going on? Like, my teammates are pushed up getting kills, and I'm dying off spawn. So it's just a little bit of a misplay there, I think, from the Falcons. I thought they should have held that.
I think in map 1 factor, Tom, and with their lesson, you heard it. I think there's probably a lot of emotion going in this map, right? These guys have never been pros before. This is their first pro map. They feel like they got to put on for their team, for their country. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're a little bit frantic, a little, like a little bit on edge, and you're trying to pick up 2 lanes. You're just not really focusing on tactics that you have going in.
I mean, it's the first series of the weekend for them. I mean, first series ever for them. First ever professional
that's my
series.
point.
So,
It's different for other pros that are used to it.
So I agree. Maybe a little bit frantic. Maybe just they came out with a lot of energy, and some of these mistakes are going to happen. But then we go to a P3. Love that Khaled was able to get here early, or Kicks. I love how he was able to get here early and make the play and solidify the spawns for next. But Carolina do a great job getting in here. It's about what happens next here. I mean, if you're the Falcons, you got to do everything you can to make sure you don't flip here. And again, we saw this in the last series, and you can see some of the guys spawning out. But I think one thing that happens here is they all push, and it happens right here. So just look at all the arrows. 27 seconds left to go. Look at this. Nobody's holding. Everybody's pushing. And then that's going to allow TJ to get pushed up a little bit. Now look at the spawns here from Falcons. Look at where they're spawning, because last guy off spawned didn't hold. And personally, listen, I like putting pressure on old. I just think you have to have that discipline to make sure you don't flip out, because you can hold a lot of time on this P4 hill. So I thought it was a mistake. What do you guys think?
Yeah, losing spawns sucks.
Number 5 was also kind of just on Mars for a while. Like I think he was like watching mid or something, and he was just late to collapse with his team.
I think that's something that a lot of people are going to see, because we've seen this variant of a clip like 4 times at this point. Like giving up spawns on P3 on this map is something that we've seen. I don't think it hopefully will be a trend going forward, but how easy it is to flip on that, I doubt we see people start giving it up as easy as they do.
Yeah, we got a listen-in as well from the Falcons. Now, I have no idea what they were saying in a listen-in. I'm sure a lot of people don't understand the language, but you never know who's watching. I'm sure we have some people watching from the Middle East that are supporting the guys, so definitely want to show them some love and tune into the listen-in, man. So let's see how they sound.
تريكم يسار تعال لا مش البيون مات يلا واحد قريب عندي صار التايم يقول صار التايم ها اثنين اخر اثنين ما اخذ اثنين قول بار اكبسوه ما يمكن اكبسوه عندي تعال ما يمكن ما يمكن انا ما يمينك بلعب جسر انا جسر اصبر يسار اصبر يسار ما يعبود ورا العمود جسر ثاني جسر ثاني انا اشوف الجسر راح يمين يسار خش نص ماتوا باقي سلاشر مرة الأخير رجعوا انا صامد جاكوزي انا تايم ها خلاص ابد عليك صار زين خلي نص جهالي جاكوزي فوق فيها تشوفه واحد عزز لي تايم انا بعزز انا اشوف الستارك عم بشوف ستارك كله عزز تايم يا عيال يسار باقي تايم الحالة الأخير راسبنون معي اتكلم انه جاكوزي باين مسار ها حمري جايينك باين عليك
It's the only thing we understand.
انا اشوف كذا انا اشوف انا غادر معك اخير بد صح فل ناخذها فل اطلع بي 1
Right here, I just want to pause it for 1 second. Right here, 20 seconds, 4 dead. Somebody instantly needs to go underground here, in my opinion, and hit that route immediately. Like, I feel like that should be like a default. Like 4 dead, like somebody should be hitting that route. Because it's just going to make Carolina tweak. Even if you hit the route and you don't win the gunfight, you know, unless you can get the kills and get pushed up on P1 and just kind of push through it, I feel like right here would have been the perfect opportunity for the Falcons to try and flip this. Because the P1 and P2 here, they get blended. I mean, Carolina run away with this one. I mean, they just hold on to the P2 spawns. Falcons get put in a blender here, and they can't get out. So me personally, I don't know if you guys agree with me here, but I think somebody should have hit this instantly. As soon as it's 4 dead, that should be an auto switch in their head. Somebody hit the route.
It's also probably an insta flip. As soon as you get any kills, and if that guy's underground even relatively near that zip, like all he has to do is take like 2 steps out of it, and boom, they start flipping behind you. So yeah, it's pretty hard route to watch while still, you know, effectively being helpful to your teammates.
Yeah, can't keep showing it because it's going over 2 minutes. So we'll change scenes, fast forward 10 seconds, and switch scenes back. And then right here, I'm just gonna kind of just play through it. You can see Carolina; they just have them in a blender. Falcons, they're still spawning on that side of the map. And it wasn't until Roxas tried to make the play, or sorry, King of Body, but he gets taken down, and you can just see the spawns coming in from Carolina. They're on all the head glitches. They have Falcons in the blender. It was Kicks who tried to make a play. He ends up falling off the map, and you can just see the setup from Carolina. I mean, this is just perfect from them. I mean, this setup is so hard to break, and this is why I feel like Falcons need to watch this back and make sure that they're taking routes during crucial moments like this. Like when you need to break a hard point, that's when a sub player needs to take a route, make a play. Like especially when you had 20 seconds at old with a 4 dead, you have 20 seconds now to make a route and make a play somewhere before the next hill pops up. So I thought they could have worked on their routes a little bit better here, and hopefully Clay and the coaching staff over there is kind of working with them, because I think it'll help them out a lot if they kind of focus on it. But overall, not a bad map for the Falcons. I thought they played good. It wasn't until this last P1, P2 where Carolina kind of blew them out of the water here. But guys, any final thoughts on the map 1?
I wanted to chime in and say they were using 3 assault rifles like damn near the whole map. I do like 3 assault rifles on certain hills, but I also would have liked to see them pull out more submachine guns sometimes. Something I saw, because I just kept watching. I'm like, dude, I think they have 3 ARs. Like I kept saying it to myself the whole time, which is kind of crazy on this map, where feel like subs are definitely more effective a lot of the time on this map. So,
yeah, Skyline. I mean, you can take routes, right? Like, I feel like that's the biggest thing. We saw Shotzi and AG doing it, right? In the Optic series, just constantly underground, constantly pushing through kitchen, like just making plays. And I think that's what the sub players like. That's his job, right? Is to make plays, like flip spawns, like take routes, be annoying for the other team. Sam, you're an AR player, right? At least for me.
Not anymore, Tom.
Not anymore, but you used to be. At least for me, whenever people were annoyed at some of the plays I was making, I always felt like that's what I would have to keep doing, right? Like if it was annoying somebody, that you keep making those plays, you keep doing that. Yeah, 100%. Like you got to be annoying on a map. You know, I was saying Sam because there's a few times where Sam was fucking annoying to play against, right? And he would hold certain positions, and then he would shoot my body in team scrims. He'd let me the fuck up. You know what I mean? But we used to have that mental game.
This jackass keeps flanking me. I guess.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. Like, you know, sometimes Sam's pissing me off, sometimes I'm pissing him off, but those are the plays that you have to make. So just great plays from Carolina to close it out. But I thought Falcons maybe could have took some routes there at the end. But nonetheless, good first map. Anybody else got anything to say before we hop into the search?
They got some shooters, bro.
Yeah, they do. They
Falcons
definitely
are
got some
talented,
shooters.
man.
Speaking of shooters, take a look at the 1v2 clutch here from Roxas to start off the day. This was gross. This was sick. He just hits really nice shots there onto Austin. Just fucking takes his wig off. Phenomenal plays coming in from Roxas there to take Slasher off the Heglich, clutch the 1v2. Great plays. Then we head into the 1-1 round here. And I love the strategy here from Falcons. Look at what they do here. They get a guy pushed up into Jim. They go for the quick plan here. TJ tries to make a play through mid, but they got him covered. And just like that, I mean, 15, 20 seconds into the round, Falcons already have the bomb planted, and they already have the first blood. So I just loved how they played that round. I'm a big fan of the quick plants. Like, if people are going to give you a plant or give you space on a map, you take it all day of the week. You can see now they just get pushed up. One thing that the Falcons do well is once they're in situations like this, they're kind of hard to predict. Like, they're kind of all over the map. Like, King of Body was doing a great job just taking random routes and getting pushed up randomly, and we'll see it throughout the S&D. But they were playing this S&D really, really well. And good plays from Kicks as well, just to kind of use his time, just kind of delay everything. They're able to win the round here. They go up 2-1. Then we hop into the 2-1 round. Right, we get into the defensive round. And take a look here how the Falcons end up playing defense here. They push through Kitchen, which I like. You got one guy who's kind of playing an off angle here. It's Xnid, and they have no idea he's there. He's just kind of hiding. I think TJ didn't expect him there. Able to get one 3v3 situation, but take a look at the minimap. Look at where King of Body is. Already in the middle of the map, working those pinches, staying alive, and he's getting aggro. He's not afraid to make a play, not afraid to be an impact, and I think that was the biggest thing I saw. I see a lot of times in S&D, people are kind of scared to make plays or take routes, but with the Falcons, they weren't scared at all. Like, they didn't give a fuck. Like, they were not scared to make plays and kind of live and die by that. But just great plays from them to get aggressive on the site and make sure that Carolina don't do what they just did and insta-plant the bomb. So great plays there. And then, of course, we go into the last round. I mean, it was clinical from the Falcons here in the S&D. Look at how they play the defense again. Double through mid. One guy goes underground. One guy ends up hitting across. I think, how did they get there? Did they send two guys underground?
They crossed, one underground.
Oh, they went top cat. Oh, they went top cat.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which I will say is going to be like one of the bigger defensive counters on this map, because offense has the freedom to run out bottom bed most rounds unless you hard counter it from piano by just over challenge or like wide strafing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like taking top mid on defense is going to be like very, very important on this map, because this route that TJ always took is probably open the majority of rounds. It's like the counter is just hitting across mid.
And then look at this, man. You got three guys in top plat and bedroom area, and they're on defense. They're on the other side of the map, and you see Gwyn. He's kind of stuck back there. You got everybody from the Falcons playing tight. Look at Vivid. He had no idea three guys were there. He's just tweaked out. Had no idea what was going on. Just great plays from the Falcons to just be a nuisance, get aggressive, 4v1 situation. Obviously, Gwyn doesn't close this out. Clinical S&D from the Falcons. Any final thoughts on the search, guys? The map 2.
Cooked them.
Yep.
Cooked them. Flamed them. Good plays. Then we head into the control, hop into the 0-0 rounds, the first round. Again, I thought Falcons were about to win this round. This is an extreme nitpick here. This is definitely a nitpick, but got to get the trophies down somewhere where they can't be shot, because this ends up fucking them here. Look, Slasher shoots the trophy, which, again, great heads up play from Austin to get rid of the trophy there. But then because the trophy's gone, Falcons are getting kills, but TJ's able to nade one guy off the time. He gets them tagging up the others as well. They're all tagged up, and Carolina were able to break on in and survive this first round. I thought that first round should have went to the Falcons, but trophy placement, kind of tough. What do you guys think?
Nah, it's actually the game of inches. That's actually the only reason they end up losing that round.
Yeah.
Is Tej gets that nade off.
Yeah. Great nade from Tej and great heads up play from Austin to shoot the trophy. A lot of players
that
probably
trophy's going to be behind the van from now on.
Yeah, 100%. Throw it behind a van or throw it behind the vault door or something, like somewhere where it can't be seen, and make sure nobody can shoot it down. But good plays from Carolina. They end up holding on. Actually, might as well tune into the end here as well, because after this happens, look, it's a 5v5 situation. So pretty close games. I think Slasher did a good job just trying to stay alive. I mean, he kept dipping and weaving out of here. He was definitely a distraction for these guys. And while that's happening, TJ makes a play through the middle of the map, makes it a 4v3 situation. And Falcons, they just run out of time. They get blended here. Slasher gets killed, but the trades come in, and Falcons end up going down here in the first round. So good plays from Carolina. Got a little sketchy at first, but then we hop into the 1-0 round here, and I mean, this was just a quick offense from them, man. I mean, it was TJ who gets pushed up into Art. We talked about it. I feel like we're going to be talking about Volt Control. I'll be honest with you guys. Volt control is so one-dimensional. I don't know, like after like a month or two of watching this map, I feel like we're gonna be repeating ourselves a lot because
Protocol is the same, bro.
yeah, protocol is exactly the same. I mean,
At least you get a spawn trap on protocol. There's a 2-piece somewhere, some dope. This map is just like, yeah, you got an art, spawned them out, and they stacked.
yeah,
It's really good
exactly.
play.
I mean, it's literally, and you can see it again. I mean, they're stacking a point. Falcons have no choice but to just flood, and I mean, they end up getting taken out. It was Carolina who goes back on a defense. They end up 3-0ing the Falcons here on control. So, you know, I definitely think the Falcons need a little bit more work on control. What do you guys think about the control? Final thoughts?
It just seemed like they had minimal reps, like I said. Like they haven't been here that long.
Yeah.
I don't know the quality of their control reps in practice, but it's a game mode that you can pretty easily replicate other teams' concepts on. So I'm not too worried about it right now.
Yeah.
Damn, you made a great point during the watch party, and this is one I want to give tip. I want to give to the casters and the observers. I think doing on this map in particular a better job of tracking who on offense has trophies available. Because I think to your point during the watch party, Sam, saving that trophy for offense, like getting on that B point, is going to be so massive to block those nades. So you can kill those guys on statue, line, etc.
Yeah, the
actually, like,
defense
get the hold.
or the offensive break-off changes drastically if you don't have a trophy because you're playing in the CDL and everybody knows the mid nades on defense. So if you can actually get into mid and take the chows off the break of the round, you can actually get an A cap if you win the break pretty easily. So if you don't have a trophy, you're forced to go like cat, pool, and all that. It changes the break off of the round pretty drastically for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's on casters, just getting the ammo from the observers to just know who's got trophies popped.
Yeah, we got to talk about this P4 hill on protocol. Now, Carolina get here early while Falcons have about a 20-point lead here. And, I mean, they just put Falcons in a blender here. It is so difficult to break this hill. And when we go into the second rotation, it's actually the Falcons who get here first, and they hold the full 60 as well. So, clearly, teams are just struggling to break right now. Great movement from King of Body right there as well. What do you guys think about this P4? How do you break it? What's the best way to break it?
Trading attacks. I mean, someone gets shit on somebody. Like,
Yeah, I feel like you gotta take routes and trade. You gotta attack it from all angles. I think, and I think somebody needs to win a fight somewhere just to kind of make
You
it
would
scatter.
think that
You
it should
have
just
to-
be control. Is that a bad take? Like the hill should just be B control.
No, that shit is ass. You would just get shot from everywhere. I
I
don't
mean, as
mind
opposed
this.
to getting shot from nowhere.
I
Not
don't mind
necessarily,
this.
Chris. Not necessarily.
I
You
don't-
get
I
shot
don't
from
mind
everywhere.
this. I don't
you
mind
hold
breaking this
mid-map
hill.
and P2, and there you go. They can only come from one side. They could come
Yeah,
from
I mean,
grass.
hypothetically, it's like capping the control point. Fair enough, but I don't think it's bad. I think you have to like actually just go together, and you have to slide in. Like, okay, so you clear these two tight corners because you can see both of them from outside. Once you clear those tight corners, you just have to slide in directly onto this computer to bait out the guy that's on the close computer to either over challenging or backing him
This is
down,
the second
and then
rotation.
you can attack the spiral or like the zip, like depending on where you're coming from, and that's how you collapse because you just have to split them. They're just going by themselves. Yes, it's a hard break. Yes, it's a money hill, but if you're gonna go by yourselves and not like clear the proper corners, like one time Tej is literally laying in the corner. That's an easy clear. That would have been a free kill if they checked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this is the second rotation as well when the Falcons were able to get in there, and you can see Carolina trying to break it, and they had a hard time as well. Rox is holding the angle, able to find one, tags one up. King of Body finds one, TJ sliding around. I mean, it's just a very, very difficult hill to break. So those of you out there playing ranked play or whatnot, make sure you get to this hill early because you'll soak up a lot of time. Think about it. If you're able to get to this hill on both rotations, it's 120 seconds right there. Boom. Already halfway there just from one hill. So great plays from both teams locking this down. And then I wanted to go to the very end here because things got a little bit mixy here in this last map. This is where I thought for a second here the Falcons were about to do it. Carolina, they have the hold on the P3 here. This is the last hill of the game. Okay, they get all the kills. Everybody from Falcons spawning out. It starts with Xnid. He makes a play through Spiral. All right, Kix is going to find one. Xnid finds another one. That's 2 dead. Carolina now coming off spawn. TJ coming in with the tags. I thought for a second here, once King of Body wins this one, and last guy here is Gwyn. Boom, that's 4 dead. Everybody from Carolina spawning out. I thought they were about to do it. I don't know what happened and how it fell apart. That's why I wanted to take a look at it. But I can tell right off the bat, great play from Vivid to hit right, get up zip. I think that was the biggest thing. Nobody got up top for these guys, and Vivid was able to make the play. He was able to find the entry. While that all happens, the routes come in from the subs, and it was a clinical break from Carolina, just working those pinches, getting top zip. I thought maybe Falcons need to get top control once they get the kills.
Well, it's the similar identical break happened on the rotation prior, like to your point of the Falcons not watching top. So
Yeah, they need to get up top. 4 dead, right? 4 dead here. Like somebody run top stairs, look at the window and chow. Like chow him out the window. Like definitely chow. You're in a power position. You're in a head glitch. You can throw shimmies. If you get tagged up, you can stay alive. Make sure they don't come up zip, or at least just play a corner on the steps. That way you can watch zip. Like if somebody comes up zip, you're on a stairs head glitch now, and you can kill them. And guess what? If they don't come zip and they try and hit through front door or back door or whatever, you're on the steps now and you're close enough to your team to where you can help them no matter where they go. So definitely think from the Falcons there, once you get the kills, you have to get somebody on the steps. You have to get somebody pushed up there, because if not, if you turtle and hill, you're kind of going to get bullied and kind of pushed out. So great break from Carolina. Great tries from the Falcons. Thought it was a great series. Guys, any final thoughts?
I'm excited to see what they do going forward. I thought this was like one of the better options that they had for their first series. I thought they played a dominant search. The respawn could use work, but that was to be expected. So I mean, for a debut, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
they,
go ahead, Ben.
I'll say they play Miami tomorrow, so we haven't seen Miami play at all. Maybe they can get the upset there. We'll see.
They're rated pretty highly, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah,
But
no,
ratings
Miami-
apparently don't matter.
Miami's supposed to be in Frying and Scrim, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and then,
That's why I pick medals in fantasy, Ben.
Oh, okay, 400 IQ, I like it.
Well, but Tom, to answer your question,
yep.
the other guy, Tom. My problem that I have here is I hate that their first match was against the Ravens. I wish it was against someone else.
Why?
Cause like we don't know yet, but like this could potentially be like 9th place versus 12th place, right? And so the judgment that we make could be way different. I think they're all right. I think they're better than expected, but I also don't know how good I think Carolina is at the moment. Because we talked about this like last year. If Gwyn can play at this level all the time, Carolina's is really good. But like we didn't get that. Like Gwyn could randomly suck, and but yeah, I'm cautiously watching both these squads, but I'm afraid these two might just be bottom 4 for sure. And so this series is hard to judge.
But two things.
You think both teams are going to be at the bottom?
Yeah.
2 things. One, what mic are you using? The mic we bought you? Or are you using a different mic?
Unfortunately, Ben, I am using the SteelSeries Arctic Nova Pro wireless.
That's got crazy deja vu.
I actually think it sounds better today. Did you raise your levels?
It's got crazy deja vu.
No, you sound good today, Pat.
That's the point.
That's what I was saying. I thought I sounded good too. Tom.
No,
I'm
you sound good
listening on
today.
the-
Last
better
time
last
you
time.
were too quiet. I couldn't hear you. You were so quiet.
That was my fault. That was because my when I go from Microsoft Teams to like any other audio program, for whatever reason, it lowers it in Windows automatically. I don't know why.
Because you
Well, where's
sound
your
good
other-
now. You
hold
sound
on.
good, man. Still
But
series
the
sounds great,
best,
man.
but the best part, Tom, honestly, about these is they never have to leave my head, Tom. I just pop the battery out of the little station, pop it in. That never got to take them off. It's godlike. I've never had a wireless headset that's allowed for me to just stay in the zone as long as the SteelSeries Arctics do, Tom. They're
Love
great.
that, Pat. Pat, I love that.
It's a great headset, but what about like the nice mic that we got you for the show? Where is that like at?
that is still on my desk. The problem is, Ben, I'm going through a rearrangement process with my monitor. Honestly, I'm working on like a whole construction project on my desk. I got new monitor mounts. Ben, you would love these Dell monitor mounts I got. They are some of the best in the industry.
Okay.
I also got a 1440p 27-inch 280 hertz monitor that I'm trying to. That's not hooked up yet, and I'm
Pat's one big ad read.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
recentering my hookups.
We're not getting paid for these, are we, Slay?
So yeah, no,
free
Tom. I wouldn't
promo,
tell you the
Pat.
brand, Tom. I didn't tell you the brand. I just said the specs.
Okay.
I just said the specs.
I wanna add one thing on to what Pat said. I'm make a little Ben J prediction because we've been talking about where we think Kyler is gonna go.
Oh, sorry, 360 hertz. I said 280. It's 360 hertz.
Damn.
My bad.
I think I don't know how long with Kyler sitting out there is sort of the obvious pickup. I feel like maybe this Reese Vivid AR experiment may not last till New Year's.
He'll
And
get
I
picked
really,
up after 2 weeks. Kyler will be picked up after 2 weeks for sure.
I really think that if Carolina struggles these 2 weeks, I feel like they may drop Reese for Kyler and move TJ to an AR.
Austin's just recycling everybody. He's teaming with Kyler again, teaming with TJ again.
Yeah, I mean that's the only downside is like he's seen both sides of that, but I don't know.
I think
I wasn't super impressed with them in this series.
Can we be honest here? I'm just gonna put this out here. Boston gets Kyler for Purge, instantly top 5 team. Putting it out there.
That
Put it
could
out
be
there.
spicy.
All right,
That could
let's
be
lay it with
real
the takes.
spicy.
Let's lock back in. This is our last series. Let's get through it, guys.
Tom, these are your boys.
They're my boys, Say. What the fuck, man?
Tom, these are your boys. What
FaZe
happened,
got
Tom?
shit on, Say. They got shit on, man.
I feel they're on a 4-game L against Toronto.
Bro, they
4-game
looked
streak now.
great in the first map. First map,
Maybe
I was
Scrap
like,
had
man.
nothing to do with it, man. Maybe they're just allergic to squirrels. They don't fuck with Toronto Ultra the org.
Maybe, bro. I don't
Maybe
know.
Scrap had nothing to do with it,
Only
bro.
one positive from Atlanta FaZe was a Beezy with a 1.11. Everybody else with a 0.9, and on the other side a 1.27 from CleanX. That's my fantasy player, ladies and gentlemen, going crazy. And then of course you got a good series from Beans as well, and then you have Insight and Joe doing what they got to do to get the dub. Go ahead, Ben. Were you gonna say something?
So there's another franchise who's got a terrible fucking record with starting matches. And like for reference, Cold War, I don't know if you remember it, but they lost to Florida Mutineers at Kickoff Classic at Cold War when they won Major 1. So like I wouldn't overreact too much to a first series. These guys do now have a pretty decent like L streak against Toronto going back to last year. And I think this is just like CleanX and Beans went off in those last 2 maps.
Yeah.
I think there was a good trade in those first 2 maps, but Toronto just had a clean control win and a clean hardpoint win. And yeah.
Beans is a shooter, man.
Yeah, he is.
I said this before.
Bro, they're
Beans is
all
great.
shooters,
Second
though.
round pick.
Nah,
Right?
but they're all shooters, bro. Bro, Joe DeCease is a shooter too. I don't care if he has a .91. I can literally care less. This guy's literally this guy's can shoot. Like he's an impact. Like he'll pop pieces when he needs to. Like he's obviously very aggressive, very unselfish. Like Joe DeCease is a great player to kind of play around. And I feel like him and CleanX gotta be so annoying to play against, bro.
Did y'all hear what Toby said in the post game about teaming with Joe? He said that Joe plays so fast that he makes Toby slow down.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
What you want.
Yeah,
which is
CleanX
fucking crazy.
said he's been adapting. He said, right? He said he's been adapting and trying to figure it all out.
That's an insane pace.
Oh my God, we're getting a slow Toby. That might be legendary.
Insane pace.
There's a reverse to them last year because when I talked to pros, they're like, yeah, you know, the MO in Toronto last year is like they were a slow team, but they played together, so they were hard to beat. Like this might be the inverse of like they're just shifty and fast, and on top of that, like they picked up, you know, 2 good S&D players, and like, you know, I think the sky's essentially the limit with the squad.
Honestly, Toronto Ultra was kind of beating FaZe to rotations on this map too, but just FaZe kept breaking them. So one of the hills was the P3 hill here. You can see Toronto, they get there early. Take a look at how FaZe breaks this. Starts with a BZ winning 1 fight on the right, then CleanX loses a fight here to Draza on the left. And you have MC winning a fight through backdoor. Everybody from FaZe wins their 1v1 here. Do you think anything Ultra could have done better, or do you think they just lost their fights there?
I mean, FaZe really, they're
good at
obviously won all the fights, so
good.
yeah. I mean, they won all the fights, so it looks a lot better than it was. But Toronto could have easily just won a couple ones there and held. But
I thought they were a little separated there. I don't know why CleanX is pushed out here. I don't know why Insight was pushed out right. Like I thought their setup was trash.
I mean, FaZe just took all the ones though. Like FaZe really isn't together in these trials either.
Yeah, no, they're not.
I mean,
but that's what you want to do when you break, though, Sam. Like, don't you want to kind of like hit routes, kind of pinch it, like try and win a 1 somewhere? Like, I personally thought Toronto could have played a little bit tighter here.
I just think FaZe was gunning the shit out of a map 1, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't think anything that Toronto was doing was like you could really even look at critically. I think they were just losing every gunfight. FaZe was just running through them map 1.
Yeah, I mean, they also FaZe broke the P4, which we were just talking about how hard of a hill it is to break, and just to kind of show you how they were able to do it. I mean, it starts with MC just getting a kill and staying alive here. I think MC made a good play, not over-channeling and kind of just being a nuisance. You can see CleanX, he ends up trying to chase him down as well and trying to get the trade. But once they get that entry, Draws is able to find another one mid-map, and FaZe just have the numbers because they got some kills off the on the rotation. They were just able to kind of flood in there and just win the fights. Great plays from Draws as well. Me personally, I don't think I would have chased MC up Spiral. I think I would have just played tight if I was CleanX and just played around hill and just made like FaZe kind of come to them and kind of blend to them a little bit. But instead, CleanX, he tries to make the play. He's kind of out of the play a little bit. And then once he gets in there, I mean, it's too late. It's just a constant blender, and bada bang, he's dead.
Wait, Zach also made an incredible play on his break. Did you see that? He was killed the guy they're building, and then went big door. Like that's the kind of finesse and flaw with your teams.
Player right there. It's my other fantasy player.
Look at number 1 on the map. Like he kills the guy, and then he goes big door. So now they're gonna get the force all the trades with numbers. Like that's just a heads up veteran play to Zach.
Yeah, great play and a great break. I mean, with 50 seconds left to go, FaZe was
actually got 3 of the 4 kills on that break, actually, too. Go ahead, Tom.
Now, I was going to say FaZe was able to lock down pretty much all of his time or most of his time. There's a few contests coming in for a split second here, but Tyler Beasy. And speaking of Tyler Beasy, he fried this first map. I mean, he went fucking crazy. So great place from FaZe there on a P4. Then I wanted to get into the S&D because there wasn't much on the first map, right? I mean, FaZe kind of blew them out in the first time. I feel like after those 2 breaks,
they're
they
just
kinda
winning
blew
every
up.
fight.
Yeah.
I want to get into the S&D. This is where we start seeing some interesting plays. First and foremost, the 2-3 round. I want to show some love to Joe Deceives here because I think he made an insane play. First, it's a 3v3 situation. All right, they're trying to make a play towards this B-bomb site. The tacks are flying in from both teams. You can see somebody's going to make a play for FaZe. That's going to be Draza. He's able to find one. So now it's a 3v2 in favor of FaZe. But take a look at the bait and switch here from Joe and Kleenex. Kleenex slides the corner. Joe chows, find one, switches the lane, wins another fight. Now it's a 2v1 situation. And instead of forcing the B plant, what do? They get the fuck out of there. They wrap out. They wrap it to A. MC's reading the pinch, but, I mean, they get out so quick that MC's just not able to get there in time. And did Joe see MC here? Like, from his peripheral? No, I don't even know if he saw him.
No, there's no way in hell he saw him.
Did he just randomly get off the bomb? He just felt it. He felt the pressure. Great heads up play from Joe. And I mean, look at the setup now that Kleenex and Joe have. I mean, MC was in a blender here. Not really much you can do. Kleenex turns the corner, smokes him. I mean, just great plays from Kleenex and Joe there to win the 2v3. I mean, that was insane. And instead of it being tied up at 3, now we're looking at a 4-2 game here. So just such a big 2v3 there from Joe and Kleenex. Then we get into the 2-4 round here. And Jamie, 1v1 situation, just hits insane shots onto Tyler Abeezy there. I mean, that's good shots from Jamie. Just tracking him through the wall, able to just get the wall bangs there with the Amez. It's just a good shots. Icy from Jamie. And he's able to win the 1v1. So great plays from Jamie. Great shots. You see here in the final kill cam. Jamie does a good job at just cutting the map in search, man, and just simplifying the game. I feel like Jamie makes things look so easy. So just great shots coming in from him. And, of course, we go to the 3-5 round. I thought FaZe made a mistake here in the 3-5 round. I was a little confused here. It's a 4v3 situation in favor of FaZe. 40 seconds left on the clock. What's the game plan here for FaZe, in your guys' opinion? What do you think they're trying to do here? Like, are they trying to play for A? Or are they trying to, like, just play kills mid? Because then Abeezy ends up channeling. He dies by just solo channeling. Simp breaks the doors mid-map. He goes down. Now a 4v3 turns into a 2v3. And I don't understand any of those chows. Do you guys see what
I think they were trying to catch an opening or ISO somebody and then like either maybe rotate depending on the pressure
But they
felt.
got the opening, Chris.
I'm saying after that. Like
Well, I think they felt like they were all backstacked A based on the way it played. So they were trying to do what they did it earlier in the map. They were trying to like get that ticker rotate and like break ankles going to B, and it just didn't work out, I assume.
Break ankles? What the fuck are you talking about? Where the fuck are they trying to break ankles?
Well, I feel like they, even when they got the pick, they're walking to an A stack and they're trying to catch them rotating off of B or rotating off B going to A and said they're going to go B, which they did literally earlier in this map.
They get the first blood. They get the first blood, right? And then Abeezy pops up here and gets info on 2 guys. He knows 2 guys are here.
Correct.
Look, watch. Just keep watching. Abeezy gets the blood. Great place from Abeezy. There's one insight. Ticket boot. There's another one. Kleenex. He sees both of them. That's 2 guys here. You either make, at this point, I think you should either cut and go B, or you know where they are here on A. Just make a play. Like, try and challenge together. Like, play out.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't seen Joe at all. So I assume they feel like Joe's maybe stacked with them at A. That's why they tried to go out middle and try and get towards B. But to your point, I think they just kind of hold too long.
But
and they get pincered in.
They don't try and play through middle until there's 35 seconds left. I mean, listen, I think with the info, I think they should all cut through mid and try and make a play together. Or I think if they're going to chow front, just chow over Abeezy and just like chow front. Like, you know where 2 of them are. Like, just use your numbers and just work some trades, you know? I thought they played a little scared there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone's asking why MC's top window, because he's also watching over like soccer. You can see that like cross from the back.
No, I don't mind MC top window because you can also cut back and pick up mid from top window. Like, MC could kind of help him no matter where. You can see everything from up there. So I don't mind that. I don't like the decision making after the first blood. I think after the first blood, your time is dwindling down. Like, make a play somewhere. Like, you have numbers. Like, I would have liked to see them either rotate back to B with their numbers, especially after Abeezy got the info, or just attack A. Like, you have numbers, you got the blood. Maybe get on top of stage, like hit through stage, like hit through the left side by like that soccer little field area, like that back alley, by that tractor back there, and try and make a play by the A site. Like, try and make a play there. But Toronto, good plays, end up closing it out. They win the 3v4 scenario. They take advantage of it. and they end up winning the map. So great plays coming in from Toronto. Then we head over to the Vault Control, unless you guys have anything else to say. You guys got anything else?
No.
Slowly. Let's go to the Vault Control. Phenomenal plays from Beans, man. 3 dead. Last guy in Vault. 4 dead. Look at Beans, man. Just trusting his team to pick up that last kill. He's already in art. This guy teleported, man. This guy can move. Look how fast Beans gets into art. They have no idea he's here until they throw the stun. I'm pretty sure they stun check this. They're kind of reading the pressure, but I love how after Beans gets stunned, he changes up his angle a little bit and just works a little off angle here. He's able to find a couple kills, make that 3. Kills go down, the stacks come in. Beans is doing a great job just staying alive. And not how many times do we see people in top art over top art? Whether they challenge out of Balk or they're challenging backdoor, just standing up on the wall or some shit, doing some crazy. Look at how he plays it. He just plays a corner here. Able to find 1, tags up the second guy. I mean, him just getting 1 there is so big. 3 go down. Great heads up play from Beans. I mean, it was clinical from him. Not really much else on this map because that was the only offensive win. Then the Toronto, I think FaZe won a defense. Toronto were able to win a couple defenses and pretty much just put them in the spawn trap. So this first round was massive here from Beans. It was just great plays. What do you guys think?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I like there's two
I
two
love
things.
pushing through art. Yeah.
No, it's great. 2 things. One, I like how often he's using a sub. I know he was capable of it. He didn't do it that much last year because the game was more AR dominant, but he's pulled a sub out on a couple of maps today, which I definitely like to see. And then the other thing is to make the map even worse for the guy that gets into art. No one did it today, which is confusing to me. Maybe there's a reasoning for it that I'm not aware of, but the people on the point never watched the guys cross from the back spawn that is in art, because you could just see the arch clear as day for a guy that's backdoor. So he could just hypothetically sit top art forever and never watch backdoor until he gets a comm. But I didn't really see that today, so I'm unsure why, or if like there's a reasoning or there's an angle or something that I'm not aware of. But that's just like another element to why that map is going to be super easy to win or lose. I don't think that you literally just stare at the cross and then the guy top art never has to turn around.
I think the guy on the point is probably just worried about watching other things, so he can't like
vault or something
overcommit.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. Vault, Lion, like I don't know. There's
going to become a point where the guy at top art will never die unless he just takes a bad show.
I see what you're saying though, Sam. In a perfect scenario with a 4 dead, they're spawning back P4. I mean, somebody could definitely.
The guy on point watches his like mid arch cross.
Yeah.
The guy top art just spawn kills him running out front P4, and you win even more than you were winning right now.
Yeah.
To your point, like, we're seeing a lot of people like rotate cat and then go hole and then like have vaults. So he's worried about getting pinched. It was like a mixture of situations.
In my personal opinion, going into the map number 4, I think Toronto won this map in the first 3 minutes, just by how much of a lead they took here. And I think a lot of that just comes down to the rotations. I mean, they get to P2 super early. You can see how they lock this down. I mean, they're able to lock down a lot of time here. And it's good plays. They play tight. Like, nobody's over-channeling. Like, everybody's playing close to each other. Insight's playing the head glitches here. That's 3 dead. You can see now you have one player trying to make a play through the back. That's Simp. But Insight, he comes in here with the trade, finds another one. And now you got FaZe trying to make a play here. They're able to get in. But after this happens here, first, did FaZe not get any time here? What happened to FaZe here? They didn't get any time because it ended up being like 100 to fucking 12 or some shit at one point. So they just didn't get any time. Ultra able to hold this on and take a look at the plays from Insight. He's able to find 2 kills on a new hard point. He lines a couple of them up bottom bedroom. Last guy's trying to go around, so just great heads up play from Jamie. Sam, I know you love the spot from him on a rotation as well.
Dirty off angle.
Little dirty off angle here. If you guys don't know about this spot, it's not bad here. He finds another one. Last guy there is Draws. He tags him up. And just like that, I mean, let me just pause it here. It's 60 to 11, and they just had another perfect rotation here. Another 4 dead. I mean, this gets kind of carried away pretty early here. I just thought the way that Toronto played the beginning of this map, I thought it was flawless. I thought they played great, and they punished FaZe. FaZe just kept dying. Insight with a big couple kills on the rotation, and look at where they are now. But what do you guys think? Well, there's some other things in the map, but what do you guys think about the way Ultra started this map?
Yeah, it started clinical. Insight and Jamie were frying as well.
I love when Insight and Jamie fry.
Or sorry, Insight and Kleenex. I'm cooked, bro. Like this show's been long.
Yeah, it's been a long day. There was a lot of fucking every fucking series went to a fucking map 5. It's been a long day, but
I have a question.
It's early in the season, Chris. We got to break down as much as we can now, because after a month or two,
it gets boring after a month. We're good.
Yeah, we gotta
enjoy it while we can.
Yeah, the thing is we repeat ourselves after time goes on. People make the same mistakes over and over again.
I'm getting a coffee before tomorrow's show.
Here's what I'm curious about. So I just looked it up. FaZe was Team A in this series. So Toronto picked map 4, which means FaZe got map pick side or side pick on map 4. Are you guys surprised they took P4 side, not P2 side?
Maybe they had some shit cooked up. Maybe that's good side. I don't know.
Yeah, that one I'm a little bit confused about because I feel like you don't
I'm
want to take
surprised by
P2
that.
side, but maybe they have good breakoffs or something. I don't know.
P4 side is not bad because you just have advantages like to top
Like
mid and stuff like that.
Like, what's the upside though? Like, if you just double chow piano, you get priority because you ego chow the guy, have someone chow over piano.
It's just
like, don't overcommit top mid.
The top side is just way more favorable. Like the top bed side, it's just if you get there first, like it's just easy to like back down the players that are like trying to watch over a hill, and you can easily stop players like trying to cross piano to hill off the rip. So they're basically trying to break bank on winning the break early and then like easily flipping because we've already talked about it. Flipping on that map is like instant.
Yeah.
You get like 1-2 kills.
Speaking of flipping,
Good segue.
I'm here at the last play of the game. Now, I was just talking about this with Falcons, right? Taking those routes, like being a nuisance, right? A lot of the time it's the sub player, but sometimes it's the main AR player who takes the route. And I want to highlight Jamie's play here because, look, he comes off spawn. Look at the time right now. FaZe can put Ultra in a blender here and potentially win this game if they chain P1 and P2 together. They have P2 spawns. They're getting all of P1 time. But what does Jamie do? It's the veteran play from Jamie. He takes time to take the route and solidify a W, right? He goes all the way around. His teammates get kills. And then look at what the spawns look like now. Look at where FaZe, and he gets a kill. He has this, oh, Jamie pulled a sub out unless he picked it up. But Jamie gets the kill. Look at the spawns coming in from FaZe now. Boom, I'm pause it here. A complete flip. This looks completely different after 10 seconds. After a 10-second route from Jamie, look how much the minimap changed. Great heads-up play from Jamie. Great route. Won him the game. And you can see now how it all unfolds. FaZe are able to get kills, but because Ultra were able to flip, they end up playing tight on that hard point. Beans and Insight continue to find these kills. The trade comes in as well from Joe here. He's able to clear out Simp. Spawns come in, Ultra spawn new, and as I fast forward through this, you can see Ultra just hold this the fuck down. FaZe can't get in there.
Yep.
FaZe's setup was so bad though. Like they just gave Joe and I think Beans even got a kill. Beans maybe got a nade kill like for free. Like so those kills, if those kills don't even go down, they might have actually had time to read Jamie's like route, but they just had such a shit setup.
But that's
like
the
Abe's
best
really
thing
caught
about
down
taking
here.
a route like that, Chris, is when you're taking that
fair
route,
enough.
any kills that your team gets, they're spawning out because you're blocking it. You're taking a route. You're taking initiative. I mean, it's bro. Sometimes you don't even need to get killed. Like if you're the one taking a route, you don't even need to be the guy getting the kill. Somebody needs to take it just so that spawn gets blocked and they spawn across the map, which is what happened there. So great plays from Toronto Ultra and the boys. They end up taking FaZe out back. And just like that, man, that's going to do it for our first day here in opening day. Pat, any final thoughts on the series? So FaZe in Toronto, you've been pretty quiet over there, Slay.
I mean, I did not. I mean, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day, Slay.
I really didn't expect Toronto to beat FaZe, though. I mean, I was expecting. I mean, I still do expect FaZe to have a pretty strong stage one. But I mean, Toronto surprised me definitely. Maybe they are the 2025 world champions as predicted.
No way, Slay. You're predicting them again? World champs or what?
I mean, I never didn't.
Yo, watch you
them
not
before,
predict them and they win chances.
Yeah, that's say
That'd be insane.
But it is the home event.
Yeah, that's correct. They might get home crowd cheese. I will say this. And we talked about some scrap time. We're talking about Coffee Cod. Like, I actually think Toronto had a really good chance in this series because of things I've heard about them. The weird thing for FaZe is they play Thieves on Sunday, so there's like a real chance they start 0-2. But then they have the following schedule. They have a great schedule: Carolina, Vegas, Minnesota, Boston, Cloud9. Like they may lose both matches this weekend and then win 5 straight. So we'll see if it goes that way.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Anything could happen. I mean, we saw Boston take down Optic today, right? I mean, these teams could be coming out different, man. It's a new year. It's a fresh start. If people came out last year and had a bad year and they felt like they could have done more, they could have been better. Well, now it's a new year, new start for some of these guys to solidify themselves and make a name for themselves. So, and we saw that with Boston. So, we'll see what happens here in the future. But let's go through predictions. We got Miami, Vegas, Miami versus Falcons. We got the Spanish, man. We got the Spanish versus the Saudis. That's gonna be a good one. And we got Minnesota ROKKR versus the Boston Breach. Vancouver versus Toronto, and then we got LA Thieves Cloud9 to end it, which I think is a banger. I'm excited for that one. I'll start things off. I I got Miami in the first map against Falcons. I think Miami's going to come out strong. I got Real on a fantasy team. I need these guys to come out different. Pat, who do you got?
Miami for sure. I got medals with a masterclass.
All right, Chris?
Miami.
Ben, Sam?
I got Miami.
This is big fantasy implications. We all got a Miami player.
Everybody's got Miami. All right, we got ROKKR versus Boston Breach. I got Boston Breach tomorrow. I got Boston Breach. I'm going to say... I'll say like 3-2 Boston. I think that series could go either way as well. Both teams got a W today, so I think both teams are going to be feeling pretty confident, but I'm going with Boston. Pat?
Boston.
Chris?
I'm going to go with ROKKR just because I picked them today, so I'll just pick them until they lose.
All right, Sam?
I'll go Boston. I like their search today.
And Benjay?
I am flipping a coin at Minnesota, picked heads, and they lost. I'm going with Boston.
Cool. Then we got Vancouver Surge going up against Toronto Ultra. This is going to be a great series, man. I think this is going to be pretty close. I think this is going to be a close one, personally, but I do have to give it to Toronto, especially after I saw what I saw today. I thought they looked great today. Got to go with Toronto. Granted, we haven't seen Vancouver yet, but I'm going with Toronto here, 3-1. Who do you got, Pat?
Vancouver's Nasty, Abuza, Crimp, and who? Who's their fourth?
No, it's Abuza,
That's not-
Nasty,
it's-
04.
XC04.
04. That's what I meant, yeah.
XC.
Okay.
Kremp is on C9.
I'm going Ultra.
Going Ultra?
After much deliberation.
Chris?
How is Hoop not on that squad?
I'm going with Ultra.
He'll be on
which
site.
team?
He'll
On
be
which
on one.
team?
He'll be on one of these teams eventually, Pat.
Vancouver.
That's what I call
You-
on scrap time. I
because
said
they
Kyler's
had
gonna
him,
be on Seattle.
they had him a whole year last year, and clearly they decided to go in a different direction.
I mean, yeah, they should have went in a different direction. Not who they got instead, though. That doesn't
I'm
make
gonna go with
Whoa, wait,
Ultra.
wait,
I don't think
whoa.
Insight's losing to his son Hixie, bro.
Which
Jesus.
pickup don't you like for Vancouver?
I don't like any player that cannot get kills in a Call of Duty that is so simple that it is majority about kills now.
So, like, I hear you on the Charlie part because, like, he's not really.
You didn't even
played-
say Charlie. My bad, Charlie.
No,
Yeah,
but
what the
I mean,
fuck, man?
but like,
My
it's,
bad.
you're also
bad.
well, he's talking
My
about those two
bad.
players, I assume, right? So, like,
yeah, you assume that's what we're saying.
well, is my assumption fucking
can't
correct
do
or
that.
not? Well, is my assumption
crazy,
correct or
Pat.
not?
I mean, I don't know now. Whew, my
Okay,
bad,
weird,
Hixie.
whatever. I mean, like, I think you're discounting Byron though. Like, I like these moves from Vancouver. I think they're going to lose to Toronto in this series, but I think Vancouver is going to be pretty good this stage. I like the personnel on this team if they actually execute the right play style. If they're like just hitting shit together, kind of like they did last game, I don't know if it's going to work with this squad though. My only concern.
All
That
right.
was hilarious.
Did everybody get their predictions for that map?
I got Toronto.
You got Toronto?
We all
Ben?
said Ultra.
Yeah, Toronto.
Toronto. Okay, then we got Thieves versus Cloud9.
LAT DoorDash 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going LA Thieves. They look too good at the Case-On Showdown. I think they're going to come out different. I think Paco and Scrap on the same team is just going to be such a slay-heavy team. Like, teams are going to have to compete in the slaying department. It's going to be tough. But I'm going Thieves. You guys all got Thieves?
I think Thieves are going to be godlike this stage, but I got Cloud9 with an upset. Game 5 upset.
Okay, that's
Neslo?
got an upset.
I got Thieves.
Probably got to be a Neslo.
I got
You got
Thieves.
Chris?
Yeah, these are my boys this year too. I'm
Ben,
with
you
Sam.
got Thieves as well?
Oh, the bandwagon.
It
All
just-
the boys, huh? Okay.
It's just hard for
Bro,
me
they
to pick
got Dan
Cloud9 in this
Ghosty.
series.
They got Dan Ghosty on there.
Hard for me to pick Cloud9 in this series. I'm pick Thieves.
But you don't think
Yeah.
Cloud9 stand a Neslo chance, Ben?
They do,
They
but I
stand a
just,
Neslo chance.
I don't know if I see it in this series.
All right, Benjay, why don't you sink the putt, Benjay? First putt.
Got you.
First putt of the season.
First
man.
putt of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions going right now.
Tom, did you already light up a fucking joint? Like what's going on? over there?
Absolutely. I've been sober all day. I've been sober all day. This is my time. Hey, I took notes all day. I've been going hard today. I deserve
We
this.
all know Ben is missing this putt, right?
I deserve this, guys.
He's a liner. He's sinking this shit.
And why the
Not
fuck
the
you
first
being
one,
federal,
not the
Ben? What are
first
you, the fucking Fed?
Tommy lit that shit on the protocol harp when against Toronto. He saw it. He said, shit.
Nah, I just lit it. You morons. Absolutely.
Said these are your boys. Lit that shit.
They got shit on today. I gotta light one up. Slowly, we got Benjay with his fucking dogs out. Jesus Christ, where are your slippers?
Hey Tom, we gotta order the new putty mat. You're not gonna talk. We gotta order the new putty mat.
You want me to
Put
buy
the
you shit?
fucking-
You
hit
want
the putt,
you want me to
man.
buy you more shit? Hit the putt. Let's go, baby. It's Benjay the Scene with that
wants me
new
to buy
flank
him more
merch on
shit.
ZooMaa.gg, and he misses the party. Wasn't
told you, bro.
There were
Man, Pat, that's good,
7.5
bro.
million channel
That's a
points on
good
him
read,
making
Pat.
that, and he missed it.
Lift 180. Are you kidding?
Oh, you just let the whole chat down. You just let them all down. Oh, man, it's bad. Oh, it's fucking bad, man.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Benjay has missed the part.
Bro,
But
that
guys,
punch was 180. That was actually psycho.
man, you're terrible. That's
Nah,
just
that's bullshit, bro.
Guys, that's the end of the show, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed opening day, man. I appreciate everybody who tuned into the watch parties, everybody who tuned into the show, man. The energy in here was fucking crazy today, man. So I'm excited to get the rest of the season on our way. And we'll be back, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job on social per usual. And of course, guys, I'm wearing the merch right now. Ben's got the t-shirt on right now. Ben, turn around. Show the back of the shirt, Benjay. Yeah,
throw it
model
back,
it for them,
Benjay.
son. Slowly. Go ahead. There you go. Yeah,
Mine gets here Monday.
We can barely see it. This guy doesn't know what he's doing.
You have till Monday to order, by the way. You have to order it over the weekend. Anything that you guys order this weekend will be shipped by Christmas, but it's gonna be
What's the
Oh,
gone on Monday,
website,
so make
Ben?
sure you get it in today tomorrow.
website?
ZOOMAA.gg, ladies
There
and
you
gentlemen. ZOOMAA.gg with 2 A's. ZOOMAA.gg. Link should be in the description. And of course, guys, just thank you guys all so much for all the support today, man. You guys are incredible. You guys are awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow in another episode of The Flank. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys next time, man. Peace out, man.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Slow.
Ben, your fantasy team fucking sucks.
Yo,